Shotgun, steps back, looking to throw. He's got Calder on the left side. Calder spins, makes the catch on the sideline at the 30, and he's brought down at the 25.
Rich Rebel football is on.
Carlson drops back, pressure comes, he's hit in the end zone, brought down, and it's a safety. Kenan Clark brought the heat up the middle.
After an 11th consecutive appearance in the semifinals, the Rebels return to the gridiron looking to take it back to the next level and return.
Well, welcome to Rich High School. I think we should be back on now. Apologies for that shutdown. Our internet got shut off. I'm not going to name names, Glenn Smith, but our internet got depowered down, and we're back. Welcome to Rich Rebel Football on KADQ. Today, the Rebels take on the Layton Christian Academy Eagles in a must-win situation if you want a home game in the first round of the playoffs. Kickoff is scheduled for 40 minutes from now. In the meantime, we've got your pregame show brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We'll hear from her, and then we'll set the scene for today's game on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Rolene Kennedy of Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston is your Rich County representative. The mother of 5 Rich High graduates and grandmother of 3 more graduates in the making, Rolene is here for you. She's a recipient of GM's highest salesman honor, the Mark of Excellence Award winner, meaning she provides you with the best customer service in the industry. The next time you're looking for a car or truck, think Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, your Rich County representative.
Go Rebels!
When you're buying and selling real estate, you want to work with an agent that knows the area and understands property values. You want to work with an agent that listens to what you're looking for and knows how to find it for you. And it's important to know all of your options. That's why it's smart to work with the best. Gary McKee and the agents at Bear Lake Realty in Garden City, Utah, helping folks buy and sell real estate for over 25 years. When you work with Bear Lake Realty, you're working with the best. Visit bearlakerealty.com today.
Welcome back to Rich High School and today's pregame show brought to you by Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We've got an exciting gridiron battle for you this afternoon at Rich. It's homecoming. Rebels are playing their final home game of the regular season. Now, they could have one more home game if they can win today and next week at Altamont. That is looking like a tougher task at this point. Altamont last night lost to Duchesne just 20-0. Altamont up this year. Layton Christian looking good this year as well. Let's tell you more about it on the Scene Set, brought to you by Lazy S Ranching. Eat more beef and cheer on the Rebels. Rich comes into this game at 1-6, looking to avoid a fourth consecutive. Nope, it would be a fifth consecutive loss if they lose to Layton Christian today. And so Rich needing to win, number one, to get back on the winning track. Number two, we got playoffs coming up, and a home game is on the line. If Rich can beat Layton Christian today, and then they'll play next week at Altamont. If they can win that game, then Rich would get a home game and likely host Kanab in the first round of the state playoffs. If they lose today, home game is out of the question. You'd be on the road for the first round of the playoffs, either at Parowan or at Milford, depending on how things go next week. Now, Rich last week at Duchesne struggled offensively, just 109 yards of offense, 53 on the ground. Duchesne, meanwhile, had 282 yards on the ground, most of those from Weston Paulson, 16 carries, 98 yards. He also caught 2 touchdown passes, had 93 receiving yards, scored 3 times. Player of the game, if you're going to pick one, was Weston Paulson, as the Eagles beat the Rebels 27-7 was the final score, as they failed on one extra point attempt. 27-7, Duchesne with the victory. Duchesne, with that win, improved to 6-1. They, again, as I mentioned last night, they beat Altamont 20-0. So Duchesne is 2-1, or 7-1, 2-0 in the region. Layton Christian comes into this game at 5-3 overall, 1-0 in the region after beating Altamont last week 32-8. And if you're comparing direct scores, that's a better win than Duchesne had over Altamont. Now, here's the rub, though. Layton Christian started the season with a win over North Summit. Then they lost to American Leadership. And then they just got absolutely pummeled by Milford and Parowan, a combined score of 90-0. Milford and Parowan beat Layton Christian, but since then, the Eagles are on a run. They've won 4 straight. They beat a team out of California in California. They beat Kanab 7-0. They beat Monticello 28-14, and then last week a win over Altamont 32-8. Layton Christian Eagles have no state titles in their history. They lost in the 2011 title game against the Duchesne Eagles 35-9, and I believe that was the last time that Layton Christian was able to beat Rich, was in that 2011 season. As part of their, again, runner-up in the state championship. Rich lost to Layton Christian that year 12-7. Now, I mentioned the games yesterday. Altamont hosted Duchesne. Duchesne won 20-0. Other games today, Kanab is at Parowan, and that's a big one for the South region. It's Milford at Monticello. Those are the other 2 games in 1A football today. Layton Christian and Rich, the last time these teams met, the Rebels had a nice day on the ground from 3 different guys. Riley Osler a year ago, 70 yards on 14 carries. Josiah Linkogel, 61 yards on 10 carries. Kennan Clark had a nice day, 52 yards, 9 carries. And the Rebels will need another day like that, probably better from Kennan Clark. They'll need Jordan Cook as well, and have to have some good passing. Rebels are going to be struggling a little bit and need to focus on keeping the players healthy. If you're aware of this week, if you're a Rebel fan, you're probably aware, I should say, of Nick Jarman's injury playing volleyball the other day, and went up to spike a ball or serve a ball and just popped that right shoulder out. So Jarman, starting defensive end, starting tight ends to punter, not playing today, may or may not be back next week in a short week at Altamont, probably won't be there, and may be back for the playoffs. Either way, he will not be playing today. So the Rebels, a little bit younger, a little bit less experienced at the defensive end position, and without one of the prime targets for Jared Anderson to throw to. Now, as I mentioned, the Rebels last year against Layton Christian got some good running performances from 3 different backs. Rich had a pretty solid lead early on. They were up 22-6. Layton Christian battled back. Rich scored again. Layton Christian scored one more time, and Rich forced 4 turnovers. They intercepted Layton Christian's quarterback 4 times in the game and ended up winning 28-20. So that ended up being a pretty close game that the Rebels probably should have won by a little bit more. Layton Christian and Rich have played 10 times going back to 2005. I've got Rich at 9-1, but this is an Eagles team that's looking good, as I mentioned, on a 4-game win streak and playing solid at this point in the season. They beat Kanab. They've beat in the last 3 weeks again Kanab. They also beat Monticello and Altamont in the last couple of weeks. So Layton Christian coming in, playing strong, playing well. They've got a lot of size. We'll get to that in a little bit, but they are really big up front. We'll tell you about that later on. This is your scene set. It's been brought to you by Lazy S Ranching, encouraging you to eat more beef and cheer on the Rebels. We're about 30 minutes away from today's opening kickoff, the homecoming game of Rich Rebel football. But first, we'll catch up with a former Rebel on the Mound Valley Cattle Company. Where are they now? That's just after the break on the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show of Rich Rebel football on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
When it comes to hard things in life, don't say, why me? Just say, try me. Remember, it's the tough things that make us the strongest. The cattle ranchers at Lazy S Ranching are proud supporters of the youth in our community. Sim, Joe Jean, Carol, and Millie Weston, along with Sim Jr. and Meggie, remind everyone to eat more beef and cheer on the Rich Rebels. That's right. Eat more beef and cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same day and next day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
Welcome back to the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show. Today, the Rebels are smack dab in the middle of 1A North Region play, facing the Layton Christian Eagles. We're about 25 minutes away from our opening kickoff, and it's time to catch up with Rebel alum Isaac Hopkin, who graduated from Rich High School in 2014. This portion of the Rolene Kennedy pregame show is called Where Are They Now? It's brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. We'll be right back with Isaac on this broadcast of Rich Rebel football on Rebel Radio and online at MyLocalRadio.com.
Founded in 1997, the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho serves Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming and is proud to sponsor the students and staff at Rich High School. The Mound Valley Cattle Company is established on the foundation of hard work, commitment, and perseverance, knowing that every individual on the team must give their best for the team to succeed. The same principles that students and athletes at Rich High School are learning today that will help them lead tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Randolph is located near the geographic center of Rich County, Utah, on a high plateau with an average elevation of 6,300 feet. The first group of settlers, led by Randolph H. Stewart, camped on a knoll south of the present town site on March 14, 1870. Randolph is a town of extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 in the winter. The folks who live here are also extreme, extremely loyal, extremely friendly, and extremely supportive of our youth. Good luck to all the Rich Rebels this year from everyone at the town of Randolph.
We're on the Mound Valley Cattle Company. Where are they now with 2014 graduate of Rich High School, Isaac Hopkin. Isaac, thanks for your time today.
Not a problem, Ryan.
What have you, I guess the interview is called Where Are They Now? Let's go with that first. Where are you now?
I'm currently at Utah State studying business administration.
What do you want to do with the business administration degree?
So I'm going to get my business administration undergrad or business management, and then I'm going to go to law school after and hopefully become a lawyer, work my way up, then hopefully one day, if I'm actually good at it, own my own firm.
What got you into wanting to be a lawyer? How recent is that?
I actually took a class from Utah State that was like business law, and I really loved it. And then this past summer, I interned at my uncle's law firm, and I was pulling staples and stuff, so I didn't necessarily love that part, but I just loved the process. It made sense to me. It's how my mind works, so figured why not? Go for it.
Let's get a little more into what you're doing now. I know just this week, a big event happened in your life. What's going on?
Yes, sir. I got engaged last Monday, so...
Who's the lucky lady?
Her name's Brooke Cochran. She's from St. George, so not a local, but she could become a local. She fits in well with us.
You guys met at Utah State?
No, actually, her mission companion, her former mission companion, lives with my cousin, and they set us up. So she's down in Orem, but they set us up, so...
I've definitely noticed. I went online to look for a picture of you for this, to put up on the video stream for this interview, and I couldn't find one of just you, Isaac. It seems like you and Brooke have been attached at the hip already for the last little while, and you're a pretty social guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I figure I I look bad alone, so get someone who looks good, and then I'll look better. Is that how that works? That's my theory behind it.
That's what I tried to do, even things out a little.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Ryan.
Do you know when the big day is?
1st of January we're looking at. We're not sure yet because my sister's getting married a week or two before, so we got to figure things out there, but we'll figure it out.
You don't want to rain on or stomp on anyone's parade?
No, sir. Especially Em. She's very good about things, but it needs to be special because we all know how special Emily is.
Let's go back to your days at Rich High School. I remember your senior year was my first year here. The football team was very good. You lost to Duchesne in the state championship after a really good season. What else do you remember, or I shouldn't just say what else, what do you remember about your senior year?
Well, Ryan, I led the team in interceptions as a defensive tackle, if you'll recall. Shout out to all my 2014 graduates who couldn't catch the ball like I could. But I just remember we had fun. We were all really close. The 2 years under us were both really good at football and basketball as well. So we were able to be really competitive in practice and in games. So we had a lot of fun, very deep teams, and just went to war with each other. We loved it.
I remember you in Fiddler on the Roof as well. You did the musical, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
What other shows did you do?
I did them all 4 years, if I can remember them all. My freshman year, it was Aida. My sophomore year, it was Little Shop of Horrors. My junior year, it was South Pacific. So,
who were you in each of those shows? Did you have a bigger role in any of them?
My sophomore year, I was Mushnik, and my junior year, I was a guy named Stewpot. I basically wore a belly shirt and followed Bart around, but nothing too huge, but a lot of fun. Learned a lot.
Have you kept in touch a lot with some of those guys like Bart and Jarman and other guys?
Yes, sir. I was actually with them all yesterday at Vance's wedding, so we all got together, took a picture, and it was pretty unique because we're like, hey, there's like 7 of us from our graduating class of 35, so, most of us were there.
What's it like to be getting to this point in your life? How does it make you feel to start seeing your friends getting married, you're engaged, and things like that?
Well, I saw my senior prom day, Ellen, with a baby yesterday, so that kind of opened my eyes, like, oh, we are adults. So it's very fun, kind of surreal in a way, but very good, very fun to see.
We're on the Mountain Valley Cattle Company. Where are they now? Isaac Hopkin, 2014 graduate of Rich High School. I've seen you a lot around Rich High School the last few months. What brings you back?
My 2 sisters. They're both all-stars, and I got to see them play while I can. So,
Isaac, any other memories, things that really stick out from your days at Rich High School?
Just camaraderie. Obviously, I was really good with sports, but here at this high school, you get really close with your teachers, too. Every time I come back, I have a conversation with every one of my teachers, able to tell them where I'm at, how they've helped me, and ask what they're doing, ask about their families, because we know all each other's kids. Well, I know their kids' names. They know all my family's names. So you're very close to the staff here as well as just other students wherever you go. And whenever you run into each other, you can ask about it, basically anyone, and find out about the people you haven't heard about in a while.
Is there anything else you think we should touch on?
No, sir. I can't think of anything.
That about covers Isaac Hopkin.
Yeah, I'm a pretty simple guy. So,
Isaac, lastly then, this afternoon for homecoming football, the Rebels host the Layton Christian Eagles. What's your prediction on the game today?
Well, hopefully we can beat Layton Christian. They're always fast, always tough, but it always seemed like we had better endurance, at least back in my day, but that was back, I don't know, that was before a lot of things. So, but hopefully we'll be able to outlast them. We have a very good defense this year from what I've been able to see. So I think we'll win, probably by 2 touchdowns, because we'll outlast them in the fourth quarter.
Certainly hope that's right. Mountain Valley Cattle Company, where are they now? Isaac Hopkin, 2014 graduate of Rich High School. Thanks so much for your time. Congratulations again on the engagement. Best of luck in the future.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thanks again, Isaac, for joining us, and congratulations on the recent engagement. This has been Where Are They Now? Brought to you by Mountain Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. When we return on the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show, we'll visit with the coaches of today's teams on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show of Rich Rebel Football on KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. The Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming has teamed up with the Riverton Golf and Country Club to bring you great golf getaway packages for the whole family. Come for a couple of days, golf, eat, relax, tour the Wind River Indian Reservation, and enjoy the Native American tribal dancers. Pet rooms are available so you can bring the whole family and stay. Call today the Wind River Hotel and Casino, where families play, stay, win. 866-657-1604.
One of the greatest things about living in Randolph, Utah is the friendly folks that live and operate business there. This is especially true at J-Bar Auto on Main Street in Randolph. Serving customers for years, J-Bar Auto provides high-quality service at a fair price, including vehicles large and small, tractors, and other types of equipment. J-Bar Auto also sells quality tires.
We appreciate all of our customers. Call us anytime. We're happy to help.
J-Bar Auto, 90 Main Street in Randolph, Utah. Stop in today.
You're listening to Rich High Rebel Football on KADQ FM 98.3. This is Rebels coach Ashley Brown on the Pregame Coaches Show, and we're just 20 minutes away from kickoff here on KADQ.
Welcome to the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. The Rich Rebels host the Layton Christian Eagles today. The winner of today's game will put themselves in a position to earn a home game in the first round of the playoffs. The loser will likely have to hit the road for the first round of the state playoffs starting in 2 weeks. No one sees the game the way the coaches do, so we'll take a few minutes to visit with opposing coach Drew Jones, and then we'll talk to Rebel head coach Ashley Brown and get his thoughts on today's game. We'll be back after this from Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care on this broadcast of Rich Rebel Football and the Wildlife with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
As the hospital closest to Bear Lake, professional medical care is always available at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. As a full-service hospital, Bear Lake Memorial offers an emergency room that's open 24/7. They treat patients of all ages. Other professional services include physicians' clinics, assisted living, home health services, counseling, dialysis, physical, occupational, and speech therapy, orthopedic care, and skilled nursing. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
When you need body work or a windshield replacement, it can be as simple as dropping your vehicle off and picking it up a couple of days later. T-Bar Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston works directly with your insurance company to save you time and hassle. We know it isn't convenient to have a vehicle in the shop. That's why we work hard to repair and restore as quickly as possible to get you back on the road. Make it hassle-free. Let T-Bar fix your car. T-Bar Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Stop in today for a free estimate. 515 County Road.
Ryan Steineckert with Coach Drew Jones of the Layton Christian Eagles. Coach, thanks for your time today.
Hey, thank you, and thanks for everything you do for us in 1A football and the Rich Rebels. We appreciate this because we don't get a lot of attention in the 1A level, but you give us quite a bit, and we love it.
Well, thanks, Coach. Tell me about your team, what you've got coming back from last year's team that was a pretty good squad for Layton Christian.
We got, half the team came back, and 4 of the 5 linemen from last year's team is back, and so we kind of knew we were going to be okay up front and just fine. It was the skill kids we lost, and we returned one kid as a skill kid, and it was Dustin, and he's now a running back. He played receiver last year, and then Riley McCone. So we returned the 2, and they're both playing running back, and so we kind of knew we were going to be able to run the ball. We just struggled out of the gate doing it, and I think it took us a little bit longer than what we thought out of the gate, but now we started to improve and show that we can do it. So
that maybe partially answers one of my other questions. Is early on you guys lost pretty bad to Parowan and Milford, but since then and the last 3 or 4 weeks you've looked really good.
Yeah, I think it took us a little bit longer to get a core going. A lot of my kids didn't show up for camp, and we didn't see a lot of them until first 2 weeks before the first game. So I think the first 4 weeks was a trial and error base, and we trialed and we failed a little bit, and it was fine. And we gathered ourselves when we went to California. When we went to California, I think it kind of helped us bond together, learned a lot together. When you spend from Thursday to Sunday together, we learn a lot about each other. And when we pulled off the upset there, a lot of teams, we were picked to lose by 40 there. And when we pulled off the upset, I think it gave us confidence going into the KADQ week, and then we kind of just kept building confidence. These kids are starting to believe in their ability, and right now we're probably playing as good as we've ever played since I've been at LCA. So
Yeah, that answers another question there. I was going to ask where the program is at right now. I know you played for a state title in, I think, 2011 or 12, lost to Duchesne, but it's been a few years since until last year that you'd won very many games.
Yeah, we're trying to build it one step at a time. We would love to. Our first goal this year was to host a home playoff game. That's what our kids really want. And right now we're sitting in a boat that we have a chance if we win, one of the next 2 games, we can host a playoff game. Then the next goal was a region title, and then to see how far we can go. So we kind of hold our own destiny. We got to play really good because we probably, and I might be biased, but I think we played the 2 best football decorated teams in 1A football in the next 2 weeks with Rich and Duchesne. And those 2 teams have always been in the Final Four. They've always played for region titles, and they're always playing for state titles. Well, to be in that category, you got to have to play with them. And we'll find out where we're at. And where we need to get to, there's still a lot of growing at this school that needs to be done, and we're not going to stop. And a lot of it's a learning tool for us, and win or lose, we'll be able to assess where we need to be at in the following years. So, the kids are going to be all right. We're really young this year. I mean, we're a younger football team, so I think getting this, look now maybe will help us in the future down the road.
You mentioned the running game coming around, the team bonded in California. You got some real good size on the line. What do you need to do today well to beat the Rebels?
We're going to have to get off the ball. They're quick off the ball, and they are very disciplined. I mean, Rich is very disciplined. They've always been disciplined. They're hard-nosed kids. They get off the ball. They're going to hit you in the mouth. We've got to match that intensity, and if you can't, then we're not going to win. I mean, last year we didn't match that intensity, and they got us. And I've told the kids all week, you're going to have to match the intensity that Rich brings. And if you can't, then we don't have any old business of playing with them. If you can, then we'll be able to play with them. But we've got to get off the ball, tackle well, be disciplined, do the things that we've been taught and coached, and we'll be fine.
Coach, anything else we should touch on?
No, like I said, we're blessed to be able to play on a great October for this time of the year in this area. Usually it's colder. Last year I think we had wind, rain, and snow all in one game. Right now it looks like it's going to be fine. So we're just blessed to get to compete with a great school. I mean, Coach Ashley Brown does a wonderful job. If I could mimic a program, that's the program we would want to mimic because he does such a great job, and we're blessed to get an opportunity to play him.
Coach Drew Jones of the Layton Christian Eagles, thanks so much for your time. Good luck today.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach Jones. We're only about 15 minutes away from kickoff in today's action. You're tuned in to the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. Coming up on the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show, we'll visit with Rich Rebel head coach Ashley Brown on Rebel football on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
It's Truck Month going on right now at Auto Farm Castle Rock in Evanston. Receive 0% financing for 72 months on select models or get 20% off select models. Receive up to $3,500 in bonus cash. Auto Farm is stuffed with vehicles at the guaranteed lowest prices. It's Truck Month going on now at Auto Farm. 0% for 72 or 20% off. Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Auto Farm, Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
When you're buying and selling real estate, you want to work with an agent that knows the area and understands property values. You want to work with an agent that listens to what you're looking for and knows how to find it for you. And it's important to know all of your options. That's why it's smart to work with the best. Gary McKee and the agents at Bear Lake Realty in Garden City, Utah, helping folks buy and sell real estate for over 25 years. When you work with Bear Lake Realty, you're working with the best. Visit BearLakeRealty.com today. Welcome back to the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show. We're in the middle of the Coaches Show, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. It's homecoming for the Rich Rebels, needing a win to keep hopes alive for a first-round home game in the state playoffs starting 2 weeks from today. It's Rich versus Layton Christian. Stay tuned. Our kickoff is coming up in a few minutes, but first we'll be right back with Rebel head coach Ashley Brown on Rebel Radio and MyLocalRadio.com.
As the hospital closest to Bear Lake, professional medical care is always available at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. As a full-service hospital, Bear Lake Memorial offers an emergency room that's open 24/7. They treat patients of all ages. Other professional services include physician addictions clinics, assisted living, home health services, counseling, dialysis, physical, occupational, and speech therapy, orthopedic care, and skilled nursing. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care. We sell fun. Come see and feel the fun when you shop at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. You and your family will have fun year-round, in the water with personal watercraft, in nature driving your side-by-side or riding your four-wheeler, or in the mountains on your snow machine. It's always fun at Cache Honda Yamaha, no matter what the season is. Our showroom is full of inventory to choose from. Start having more fun today. Visit Cache Honda Yamaha between Logan and Smithfield on Highway 91. We sell fun.
Ryan Steineckert with Ashley Brown of the Rich Rebel football team. Coach, I appreciate your time today. Let's talk about last Friday's game at Duchesne. Your thoughts?
I thought defensively we were pretty good. Our offense hurt our defense at times by giving the ball up. But for the most part, our defense hung in there and did a good job of, I think we held them on 3 or 4 fourth downs. And, so the kids battled and they played hard. And, again, we struggled on offense.
I thought there was a critical 3 or 4 minute stretch at the end of the first half when you forced them to punt. You got the ball. You could have either scored or even if you'd run the clock out, gone into the half down 7-0, maybe 7-7, but instead they got it back and scored. What happened there?
They just ran basically 4 flies on us, and we over-adjusted to the one side, and the back side of that was wide open, and they hit the kid, and and he scored. But like you said, we had our chances to do something on offense there to make sure that they didn't get the ball back, and we didn't do it. And then on 4th and 20, you'd hope that you could stop somebody, and we just didn't get it done, and Duchesne got it in the end zone there, and that was basically the turning point of the football game.
You have to give some credit to Duchesne, right? I mean, they just figured things out. They don't make a lot of mistakes. I don't think they turned it over. Well, they did have that one interception they threw that Kaysen picked off, but, man, they just play smart, play good.
Yeah, and that's when you face Duchesne, you can't turn it over because they're not getting very often. And, and we had way too many turnovers, and then offensively we were way inconsistent again. We didn't block well. We had flashes where we were pretty good, and then we were back to the same old thing. We'd get 2 or 3 good plays and then a couple bad plays, and and that's been our struggle all year.
Your running game never really got going against Duchesne. You need to get it going this Friday against Layton Christian in must-win situation, Coach?
Oh, yeah. We got to win the next 2 games, and, Layton Christian's not going to be easy. They're coming off, I think, 3 wins in a row, so they're going to be playing with confidence. They're big and athletic, so, we got our hands full again, but somehow our kids have got to dig in, and they got to come here, which should help us, and it's homecoming, so hopefully that's an extra boost to them. But these next 2 wins are huge, and we need to win both of them. We're on the road in the playoffs.
That's the key right there, is not being on the road for that first round of the playoffs. The semifinals will be almost a home game down in Ogden. But Layton Christian, you mentioned the 3 wins in a row. One of those can change that this week in practice.
I told them that at halftime of the Duchesne game, and I told them that after the game. And, they just got to realize that both sides of the ball, all aspects of the football game are important, special teams, offense, defense. And, and I think sometimes there's points that they're resting in one of those phases of the game other than defense, and that's got to change. They got 2 games left before the playoffs, and hopefully they're excited, and hopefully they keep their heads up and we just keep battling.
It seems strange to think you could host a first-round game at you would be 3-6 if you win these next 2 weeks, but that's the situation you're in. And what else you need to do to beat Layton Christian and earn that home win? Of course, beat Altamont as well, but earn that first-round home game.
We have to be able to run the football. Like I say, they're huge up front. They're going to be hard to move, but we're going to have to fire off the football and use the quickness that we have over them on the line. And, if we'll do that and seal our butts, hopefully there's some gaps that we can run through. And then when opportunities present themselves, we got to make plays. And that's something that's hurt us all year long, whether it's offense, defense, special teams. When there's a play to be made, somebody's got to make it.
Ashley Brown of the Rich Rebels, thanks so much for your time. Good luck this Friday against Layton Christian.
Okay, thank you.
You've been tuned in to the Coaches Show, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. We're down to crunch time as this thing kicks off in less than 10 minutes. You're tuned in to the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet pregame show of Rich Rebel Football on KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com. If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions
rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit mylocalradio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The professionals at T7 Propane place their focus on safety, quality product, and excellent prompt service, so you can rest easy and enjoy the affordability and efficiency of propane. Serving residential and business customers every day, T7 would love to serve you as well. For all your propane needs, call T7 Propane in Woodruff, 435-793-4208.
Rolene Kennedy of Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston is your Rich County representative. The mother of 5 Rich High graduates and grandmother of 3 more graduates in the making, Rolene is here for you. She's a recipient of GM's highest salesman honor, the Mark of Excellence Award winner, meaning she provides you with the best customer service in the industry. The next time you're looking for a car or truck, think Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, your Rich County representative.
This has been the pregame show brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative for Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. Rebels lined up, running some plays. Layton Christian headed into the locker room for some last-minute talk from Coach Drew Jones. We've got the Pugstone Sporting Green Scene, the Epic Recreation Keys to the Game, and the Laketown Ledger coming up after the break. It's homecoming afternoon at Rich High School versus the Layton Christian Eagles on Rebel Football on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
It doesn't matter what season you visit Bear Lake. Make sure you always stop at Pugstone Sporting Goods. You'll find lots of great quality inventory at low prices, including guns and ammo. During the winter, you can rent cross-country skis, snowshoes, and buy your ski passes to Beaver Mountain. Pugstones is always the best place to get information about the area and purchase your hunting or fishing licenses. Everything you need with one stop at Pugstone Sporting Goods at the 4-way stop in Garden City.
Make this winter epic when you rent from Epic Recreation in Garden City, Utah. We rent cabins, snowmobiles, snowcat razors, snow tire bicycles, snowshoes, and more. Thank goodness winter is long, because at Bear Lake, we make it epic. Call us today and book your epic adventure at Bear Lake. Recreation and lodging packages available year-round. Call Epic Recreation today or book online at epicrecreation.net.
Back at Rich High School for homecoming, Rich versus Layton Christian Academy. You've been tuned into the pregame show brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. Time for the green scene, brought to you by Pugstone Sporting. Winter, summer, spring, or fall, Pugstones has it all. So we take a look out there. The field, down the middle of the field, starting to get brown out there, at least yellow. And the field fairly worn. Last night, the JV, or a freshman football game, took place here. Evanston beat Rich 24-14 in that freshman game. But overall, for mid-October, it's a fairly nice day. 53 degrees, our current temperature. Wind coming out of the northwest, and it is pretty cold, pretty chilly wind. So you'll see a lot of jackets and blankets out there. Good crowd here, a fair number from Layton Christian. Rebel, of course, celebrating homecoming this week is Rich High School, so lots of Rebel fans out, some folks at home to celebrate homecoming back here in Rich County. And a nice afternoon, especially for mid-October. That's your green scene, brought to you by Pugstone Sporting. Winter, summer, spring, or fall, Pugstones has it all. Your Bear Lake all sporting goods shop. Let's move ahead. We've got your kickoff coming up in just a few minutes, along with the national anthem and more. But first, the Laketown Ledger. Good luck, Rebels, from the mayor and town council of Laketown. Looking back at the history between Rich and Layton Christian, the Eagles started playing football in 2003, I believe. This is their 14th year playing football, so maybe 2004 was their first year. Rebels have played Layton Christian 10 times. This will be the 11th meeting between the two teams, and Rich is 9-1 against Layton Christian. The one loss came in 2011, a 12-7 win over Rich for Layton Christian. Other than that, though, the Rebels have had their way, especially offensively, against Layton Christian. They've scored 48 points a couple of times, 46 points, 39. A lot of points scored for Rich against Layton Christian. Defensively, Rebels have kept Layton Christian in check for the most part. Last year, 20 points was tied for the most amount of points that Layton Christian has scored against Rich. They've scored 20 twice, and then they've been held to just one touchdown. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times against the Rebels in those 10 matchups. So Rich has had good history against Layton Christian, lots of wins. Again, 9 wins, 1 loss against the Eagles. But today may be as tough or as good a Layton Christian team as the Rebels have faced in the short history of Layton Christian football. That's your Lake Town Ledger, brought to you by the Mayor Sim Weston, council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White. Your Lake Town Ledger, brought to you by the town of Lake Town. Keys of the game, let's go through those real quick, and then we'll get to our seniors. Here in a moment, it is senior day at Rich High School. Last for sure home game. Now, if the Rebels can win today and next week against Altamont, Rebels would have a home game in the first round of the playoffs, but today is senior day here at Rich. Since we're going through it on the field, we'll do the same and let you know the Rebels seniors out on the field. And there's a pretty good amount of them. 2017 senior football players are Cameron Calder, son of Ned and Tammy Calder. Jordan Cook, son of Justin and April Cook. Daniel Gifford, son of Dwayne and Hassie Gifford. Reagan Huffner, son of Bryce and Jennifer. Is Reagan a senior? Reagan's not a senior. Yeah, that was Reagan, not a senior. He's a junior. We'll be glad to have him back next year. Nick Jarman, he is a senior, son of Cam and Ruth Ann Jarman. Trey Sidaway, son of Quinn and Suzanne Sidaway. Aaron Smith, son of Glenn and Teresa Smith. Porter Weston, son of Lynn and Heidi Weston. And Wyatt Weston, son of Monty, Brett, and Nikki Weston. Those are your Rebel seniors. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Rebels are being honored right now on a senior day at Rich High School. Of course, homecoming today as well. Here's an interesting thing I noticed as we see Layton Christian trot out onto the field across the way on the visitor sideline. Layton Christian, of course, the visiting team today traveled up here, not on a regular yellow and black school bus, but on this little beauty there, the LCA Eagles charter bus. They got the eagle on the front and on the side, and boy, they travel in style. And their program is building. They're getting better, and they've had a good, at least the last 4 weeks, they've been very good. And I just found that interesting to see that bus that the Layton Christian Eagles traveled on today. Let's go through your keys of the game, and we'll have your Randolph Country Store starting lineups in a moment as well. Looks like we're lining up for the national anthem right now, and that'll be sung by Sydney Muirbrook.
At this time, I'd like you to rise, remove your hats.
So we'll take one more quick break. We'll be back with more of your pregame coverage, Rich Rebel football, here on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. Back right after this.
Coverage of Rich High School sports is also being made possible by Delmas Equipment. Repairing equipment for over 20 years, farming equipment assembly, and custom fabrication. The Thompson Ranch. Brian and Becky Thompson, promoting student learning and success in all areas. And Western Ag Credit, reliable credit for all things agriculture.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. Schedule a family whitewater rafting trip today. Packages include your hotel room, transportation, whitewater rafting, and lunch in a native teepee. The Wind River Canyon is located on the Wind River Indian Reservation in Riverton, Wyoming, and is home to the Northern Arapaho and Eastern Shoshone tribes. Come and enjoy the waves, the breathtaking views of the oldest canyons in Wyoming. Call today the Wind River Hotel and Casino, where families play, stay, win. 866-657-1604.
Oh
Welcome back. Sidney Muirbrook with the national anthem. Fantastic. Rebel football against Layton Christian coming up. Our starting lineup in just a moment. But first, it's your Epic Recreation keys of the game. Brought to you by Epic Recreation. Visit epicrecreation.net for rentals in Bear Lake. And it's not just summer rentals. Check out their winter recreations as well. All the equipment and rentals they have for the winter. Epic Recreation. Visit epicrecreation.net. Number one, win the turnover battle. The last time these teams met, they combined for 7 turnovers. The Rebels fumbled 3 times, but intercepted 4 Eagle passes to edge out a narrow win in the turnover battle and a narrow win on scoreboard, 28-20. Now, you're aware the Rebels come into today's game with 1 win this season. Rich has won the turnover battle once this year, and I doubt you need more than one guess to figure out which game that was. Including turnovers on downs, the Rebels are -6 in turnover margin. That's not the only key to victory, but if Rich wants a W today, they have to win the turnover battle. Number 2, Epic Recreation key of the game is win in the trenches. Last year against the Eagles, Rich ran for 222 yards on offense while holding Layton Christian to just 42 yards on the ground. The sledding may be a little tougher this year as the Eagles' offensive line averages 6'3" and 246 pounds, and they're even bigger on the D-line, averaging 6'4", 288. It'll be tough for the Rebels to push those big boys around, but if Rich can take advantage of its quickness and hold blocks just long enough to open some holes, a couple hundred rushing yards isn't out of the question. Bottom line is, whoever wins the battle of the trenches this afternoon will win the game. If the Rebels want to avoid 1-7 and a road game in the first round of the playoffs, Rich has to win in the trenches. Number 3, Epic Recreation key of the game is run, Rebels run. A Rebel offense and defense, for that matter, is built on running the football, burning up the clock, and keeping the opponent's offense off the field. Rebels have outgained their opponents on the ground 4 times this season, and it's not a coincidence that they've been close and had a chance to win all 4 of those games. For Rich to win today, we've got to see them run, Rebels run. Those are your Epic Recreation keys of the game. And we've got your opening kickoff here in just a moment. Did I see that correctly? The Rebels will receive to start this game? Ferguson says, I don't know. I was eating. I was busy. So, looks like the Rebels were lined up and coming out onto the field, set to receive the opening kick. So, we'll give you the Layton Christian starting defense. Starting lineups are brought to you by the Randolph Country Store. We may be small, but we've got it all. Up front, as I mentioned, averaging 6'4", 288 pounds. Seniors all across the board. Garrett Stirk, 6'4", 245. Caleb Kensinger, 6'4", 270. Parker Sewell, 6'4", 350. And 6'6", 285, Aaron Eichscheid. Linebackers are sophomore Coulter Wheelwright and senior Colby Tisnato. Strong safety / linebackers, these guys run a 4-2-5 defense. So linebackers, strong safeties are junior Dustin Moffo and senior Riley McCombs. Cornerbacks, defensive backs are senior Isaac Cosmicelli and sophomore Ulrich Sutton. Free safety, freshman quarterback, also Jace Holt. So he's starting free safety and quarterback. We'll give you the Rebel offense here in just a moment as we're lined up for the Bear Lake Physical Therapy kickoff. Bear Lake Physical Therapy helping Rebels get back in the game since 1998. Again, our starting lineups are brought to you by the Randolph Country Store. We may be small, but we've got it all. Just about to get underway here in this first quarter. Brought to you by J-Bar Auto. Cosma Kelly doing the kicking high, deep kick with the left foot. Nice boot. Kenan Clark bobbles it at the 10. It bounces off his chest. It bounces forward. He picks it up at the 10. Across the 20. Breaks the tackle to the 25. 30. It's a foot race to the 40. One man to beat to the 50. Straight arms. He's caught from behind at the 45 and thrown down at the Rebels sideline at the Layton Christian right about the 43. Big return from Kenan Clark all the way from the 5 down to the Layton Christian 40. We'll see where they spot it. But a nice long return for Kenan Clark. Great way to start for Rich at the 44-yard line of Layton Christian. That's a 51-yard return for Kenan. And Rich with excellent field position at the Layton Christian 44. 1st and 10. We'll give you the Rebel starters, brought to you by the Randolph Country Store in a moment. Anderson steps back, looks to throw. Out to the right side for Kason Trineri. Great throw, but it was a great route. Trineri was open. The throw too high and incomplete. Rebels starting offense. Senior up front, Trey Sidaway, Porter Weston, Wyatt Weston, Daniel Gifford, the one junior, is in the middle, Jaden Nelson. Quarterback, Jared Anderson, a junior. Running backs, Jordan Cook, Kenan Clark, and Aaron Smith. Rebels lined up in the wishbone. Anderson fakes the handoff up the middle, runs to his left, running out of room, and he dives forward, but he'll lose a few. Brought down in the backfield by Riley McCombs. Great defensive penetration. Rebels go backwards 3 yards. We'll make it 2 to the 46. And it's 3rd down and long for Rich. The other starters are senior Cameron Calder and junior Kason Trineri. Rebels spread it out a little bit here for 3rd down. Our starting lineup is brought to you by the Randolph Country Store. We may be small, but we've got it all. Anderson rolling to his right, looking for some time. He's got time. Throws for Calder and diving out there. It would have been enough for a first down, but it's the throw too low and incomplete. Rebels go 3 and assume it'll be out because it's a 4th and 12. Rich got a nice big return to start things off. Things were looking good, but the offense goes a quick 3 plays, minus 2 yards, and faces 4th and 12. Anderson lined up to punt this one away as Nick Jarman injured his shoulder this week playing volleyball as part of homecoming activities and will not be available to punt. Not playing today. Anderson, a nice boot off the right side of his foot away from the return man. It rolls down and out of bounds at about the 5. What a kick from Jared Anderson stepping in. And remember seeing Nick Jarman with his first few punts that were about like that. Go back to last year in the 2-0 win over Bear Lake. Jarman helped facilitate that win, pinning Bear Lake deep in their own territory that led to the safety that won the game. So the Rebels 3 and out, punted away. Layton Christian will start with 10:55 left in the first quarter from their own 5-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Eagles. Some big boys up front, again averaging 6'3", 246. I don't know if Rebels have anybody that big. Holt under center. J.C. Holt, he'll take the snap, give right side. Rebels stuff it up. That'll be a loss of 2 or 3, and that's what Rich needs to do is take advantage of the quickness. Wyatt Weston, not necessarily the quickest guy out there, but he got in the backfield, stuffed that run for a loss of 1 yard. And I believe the ball carrier, was that McCombs or Dustin Moffo? Thank you, on the carry. Loss of 1 to the 4. 2nd down and 11 for the Eagles. Ball right in the middle of the field. They're attacking left to right. That's north to south at Rich High School. Give off the right side. Rich stuffs it. A big short gain out across the 5, but again, not much running room for Layton Christian. And on the carry, again, was Dustin Moffo. He'll pick up 2, maybe 3 this time. They'll spot it out close to the 7. And it's a 3rd down and 8 for the Layton Christian Eagles. First quarter is brought to you by J-Bar Auto. No score on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. I formation, pitch out to the left side. Breaking outside is McCombs. He may have a first down. He will as Trineri pushes him out of bounds near the 20. And a big gain on 3rd down. The Eagles needed 8. They picked up, where did they spot that? Out at the 18-yard line. So they pick up 11 on a 3rd down pitch. Getting outside. The Rebels have got to adjust on that containment with starting defensive end Nick Jarman, one of the defensive MVPs this season, not out there today. Snap and give up the middle. Some room to run and up the left side. Bouncing it out to the sideline, to the 40, to the 50. Anderson pushes him out at the 50-yard line. A big gain for Dustin Moffo. Rebels looked like they'd had him bottled up in the middle, but he was able to break through a couple arm tackles, bounce it outside, and get out to the 49-yard line. And a big first down. That's a 31-yard gain for Moffo. And a first down near midfield. 9:15 left to go first quarter. Holt in the shotgun, one man behind him. That's a pistol. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Snap, give right side, and this time it's McCombs who picks up a few. He's ripped down by the face mask. I don't see a flag fly in. Rebels got away with one there. McCombs comes up saying, hey, my face mask, and I agree with them. That should have been a face mask personal foul, but No flag flies. Officials missed it, and it's a first down anyway for Layton Christian to the Rebel 40. An 11-yard gain, and Riley McCombs, 2 carries, 11 yards apiece, moves the chains again for the Eagles. Holt again in the pistol. Snap, fakes left, and he is stood up. He was going to try and run. His running back went left. He tried to hand off right and then tucked it, started to run. Weston got in the backfield. Cook got in there as well, it looked like, and it's a loss of about 3.
Second down.
Brings up a 2nd and 13. Rebels had the Eagles in a 3rd and 8 on their own 7-yard line, and Riley McCombs went for 11 yards to move the chains, keep the drive alive, and now Layton Christian in Rebel territory at the 43-yard line. No score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. J-Bar Auto first quarter. Holt in the shotgun, takes the snap, gives to McCombs. This time the Rebels stuff it up at the 40, a gain of 3. Kenan Clark in on the tackle. That's McCombs' 3rd carry on the day. He's at 25 yards. We'll see what the Eagles do here on a 3rd and 10. 2 receivers wide left, 2 out wide right. Again, the pistol with Holt in the shotgun, and it looks like McCombs behind him. Here's the snap. Holt looks left, throws. He's got his man reaching for the pylon, but he stepped out. It looked like the officials marks it at the 32. A nice grab by, was that Cosma Kelly on the reception? Coach Jones told me he'd be wearing number 10, but he's wearing number 11 today, I would assume. They make it down to the 32. That's an 8-yard gain. Freshman Jace Holt starts off the game, 1 for 1. 4th down and 2. Holt under center. Oh no, in the shotgun. Nope, there's a wildcat formation. McCombs off the left side, and the Rebels stuff it. That'll be a turnover on downs. Good Rebel defense as Deeds and Rex got in there. Contained well, crashed in when he saw that McCombs had the football and brought him down. Riley picks up a yard to the 31-yard line, and that is not enough for the first down. Nice Rebel stop defensively. With 7:31 left in the J-Bar Auto first quarter, Rich will take over from their own 32. A 1st and 10. Rebels' last possession, 3 and out. They went backwards 2 yards. Clark in motion. He'll get the snap going up the middle, wrapped up by the big boys up front there. It looked like Parker Sewell, the 350-pound, 6'4" defensive tackle on the tackle, but Kenan Clark able to rip through the arm tackle out near the 36 for a gain of 4. Clark ran for 51 yards against the Eagles last year. You need at least that many more from him and the other Rebel backs this afternoon. 8 minutes left to go. Anderson fakes a pitch, then gives up the middle. Jordan Cook fights his way forward out near the 40 on a handoff right up the middle. And Rich will have a 3rd and short. That's about a 5-yard gain for Cook. Tisnato on the tackle for Layton Christian. Jordan Cook with 5 yards out to the 40. 3rd and a short 2. Anderson takes the snap, dives right up the middle. He keeps it himself, gets a nice push from his offensive line. That's not a Saby Trucking offensive line hold, but a great push from what many call them as the Big Uglies. I don't know if you can argue with that, but Trey Sitaway, Porter Weston, Jaden Nelson, Wyatt Weston, and Daniel Gifford with a nice push up front, and the Rebels pick up a comprehensive Family Dental first down. That's 4 yards for Anderson on the quarterback keeper, the quarterback sneak. And Rich with a first down from their own 44-yard line. Anderson under center, 1 man behind him. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself around the right side, breaks a tackle, and then cuts upfield, dives forward near the midfield line, near the 50. Like he reached out further, but they'll spot it just inside the 48. 3-yard gain. Brings up a 2nd down for Rich. No score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. 5.5 left in this J-Bar Auto first quarter. And this is what the Rebels offense needs to do here is eat up some clock, keep Layton Christian's offense off the field. and hopefully put some points on the board. Wishbone behind Anderson, steps back, looks to throw, out to his right, and looking for Smith is overthrown. Defense was out there, good coverage, and it looked like Anderson may have just thrown it away to avoid a sack and keep it away from Layton Christian. 3rd down and a long 6 for Rich. They need Layton Christian's 46. They're at their own 47. 7 yards for the Rebels on 3rd down. Again, no score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. I formation behind Anderson, ball on the right hash, fakes right, gives to Clark coming around on the, he had lined up as in a slot position. Give it up the middle, he's tripped up pretty quick, gained a couple, out to the 49.
Cusnado made the stop. That'll bring up 4th down and about
And
5.
it's 4th and 5 for Rich.
39-yard line.
Clark, 2 carries, 6 yards. Rebels at their own 49. Will look to probably punt it away here. Anderson.
Anderson is back to do the punting.
Back to punt it away. 2 guys, one guy about 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage, another McCombs, the deep man, to return. Rebels with a longer, hard count. Snap is a bit high, but Anderson goes up and gets it. Boots it again off the right side of his foot. This one bounces or just flies out of bounds. Coach Jones helping the officials out, saying this is where it went out, sir. And that's about where the officials will mark it. So Rich able to pick up a couple of 1st downs on that drive, but the drive stalls near midfield. 4:36 left in the 1st quarter. Eagles take over at their own 30. The punt ended up being a lot better than I thought it was. I thought it went out closer to the 40, but extra 10 yards there, and Layton Christian 1st and 10 from their own 30. Holt again in the pistol. Tight formation this time. 2 receivers tight on the right side, 1 out wide left. Actually a trips right, little bunch on the right side of the line. Holt with a hard, long count, maybe calling out a play. Takes the snap, hands left, and Moffo breaks it outside. Great tackle by Cameron Calder. Moffo tries the straight arm. Calder fights through it and gets to Moffo's legs for a short gain. Nice open field tackle by Calder. If he doesn't bring Moffo down, that's maybe a 10, 15, 20-yard gain for the junior Dustin Moffo, who's got almost 900 rushing yards this season, 5 touchdowns, came in averaging 5.5 per carry, picks up 3 on that game. Out to the 33-yard line. 2nd down and 7. 2 receivers wide left, 2 wide right. Ball in the right hash. Again, the pistol in the backfield. Give to Moffo, left side. No, this is McCombs this time. Room to run. Bounces outside. 1st down. Across the 40. Finally wrapped up and brought down about the 43. And we've seen so far, that's been the story for the Rich defense. They'll give up, they'll hold the defense, or they'll hold the offense for a short gain, and then a big gain. That run for Riley McCombs goes for 10 yards. He's at 5 carries, 36 yards in the game. I formation behind Holt, this time up under center. Turns and gives to Moffo, going right. Nowhere to go. Rebels stuff it. Great job by the defensive end, I believe it was, Jordan Cook. Starting defensive end. Contained Moffo, and then when he went inside, Jordan crashed in, brought him down. 1 yard to the 44. Moffo with 5 carries, 37 yards. 2nd down and 9 for the Layton Christian offense with 3 minutes left in the 1st quarter, brought to you by J-Bar Auto. Holt calls for the snap, gets it to McCombs up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles, spins forward across the 50 as he's hit and goes down at the Rebel 49. That's a 7-yard gain for McCombs. And those big boys up front doing their job, especially up the middle. Garrett Stirk, Anthony Harding, Louis Camiso.
3rd and 1 from the 49-yard line.
3rd down, 1.5 yards, maybe 2 for the Eagles. Again in the pistol. Running back up in front of Holt, and timeout for the Eagles. We'll take a quick one as well. No score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. 1st quarter, Eagles with the football, a 3rd and 2 when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
One of the greatest things about living in Randolph, Utah is the friendly folks that live and operate business there. This is especially true at J-Bar Auto on Main Street in Randolph. Serving customers for years, J-Bar Auto provides high-quality service at a fair price, including vehicles large and small, tractors, and other types of equipment. J-Bar Auto also sells quality tires.
We appreciate all of our customers. Call us anytime. We're happy to help.
J-Bar Auto, 90 Main Street in Randolph, Utah. Stop in today.
Back at Rich High School, first quarter, no score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Layton Christian just on the Rebel side of the 50 with a 3rd and 2 coming up. Coach Andrew Jones called for a timeout. Eagles get set. Rebels looking for another stop here. Forced a turnover on downs the last time Layton Christian had the football. Holt in the shotgun. Man behind him turns, gives to that man, Moffo. He's met by Porter Weston in the backfield. Nowhere to go. Stuffed by the senior, and he stuffed it. Wyatt Weston came in and helped. A few other Rebels got in there as well before Moffo went down all the way. It was a loss of 1. Rebels stuff that play back to the 50, a loss of 1. Brings up a 3rd or a 4th down rather, and about 3.5. They need to get almost to the Rebel 47 for the first down, and they line up to go for it. Again, pistol formation. Holt in the shotgun. He's got McCombs behind him. Takes the snap, give to McCombs, right side. He tiptoes his way forward, dives ahead near the 45, and I think it's enough for the first down. It is. They'll move the chains. McCombs, a shifty runner, picks up 5. 7 carries, 48 yards for Riley McCombs so far. He came in averaging just 3.6 yards per carry, 5 touchdowns, but he's also a threat through the air. 24 receptions for 168 yards. Holt, again in the pistol, on a first down and 10 at the Rebel 45. No score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard, and we're going to get another timeout here from Layton Christian. Or did a false start occur? Looks like the false start. Illegal procedure.
Illegal procedure against the Eagles.
Help the Rebels out a little bit, see if Rich can take an advantage of that. Right back to the 50-yard line. Tip of the football on the Layton Christian side of the 50 as they attack left to right on mylocalradio.com. That's north to south here at Rich High School on a windy afternoon. Temperature is just above 50 degrees. A cold wind coming in from the northwest. Holt from the shotgun takes the snap, turns, and gives up the gut. And the Rebels slow it down. Wyatt Weston in on the tackle. A strong run by Moffo for 4 yards. 7 carries, 40 yards so far for Moffo on the day. It takes him out back into Rebel territory, just outside the 46. Second down, 11 yards to go. Holt with McCombs behind him. Takes the snap, gives to McCombs up the middle. He breaks 3, and then finally brought down by Anderson at the second level inside the 40, and it'll be another 3rd and short. So McCombs gets down to the Rebel 39. That's a 7-yard gain.
About 7 on the play, 3rd and 3.
Kenan Clark having a quick discussion with the official in the middle of the field. Wonder if feels like there's some holding going on or something. Down to 13 seconds left in the first quarter. No score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Layton Christian with a 3rd and 4. Holt takes the snap, fakes the handoff, or no, just quick throw out to the right side. Smith gets out there, slows him down, and then the Rebels shut it down. Riley McCombs was the receiver. He made the catch, but he'll lose a couple yards back to about the 40, and that'll take us to the end of the first quarter with no score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. First quarter has been brought to you by J-Bar Auto, high-quality service at a fair price. Back after this on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. Schedule a family whitewater rafting trip today. Packages include your hotel room, transportation, whitewater rafting, and lunch in a native teepee. The Wind River Canyon is located on the Wind River Indian Reservation in Riverton, Wyoming, and is home to the Northern Arapaho and Eastern Shoshone tribes. Come and enjoy the waves, the breathtaking views of the oldest canyons in Wyoming. Call today the Wind River Hotel and Casino, where families play, stay, win. 866-657-1604.
Coverage of Rich High School sports is also being made possible by Delmas Equipment, repairing equipment for over 20 years, farming equipment assembly, and custom fabrication. The Thompson Ranch. Brian and Becky Thompson, promoting student learning and success in all areas. And Western Ag Credit, reliable credit for all things agriculture.
Holt in the shotgun. Rebels pointing at the offensive line saying, hey, there was some movement there, but no whistle, no flag. Holt steps, looks to throw. He finds McCombs, who's brought down first down yardage at the hash marks. Rebels on the coverage there. Colton Meek, who made the stop, but Holt finds his receiver for just enough. And I think was that McCombs, number 14, on the catch.
Down on the 32-yard line.
To the 32, an 8-yard gain. McCombs goes for -1 and then 8 to pick up the first down. Holt 3 for 3. A good start for the freshman. 15 yards. He's in the shotgun, takes the snap, gives to Maffo, who bounces out to the right side, breaks a tackle, breaks another, finally wrapped up. Anderson kept a hold of his legs, and then Smith helped out on the tackle. And it's a gain of 6 or so down near the Rebel 27.
And 4. Falls on the 27.
Give him 5 yards on the carry. Maffo, 8 carries, 45 yards on the day. Layton Christian's had a little more success offensively, but still no score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Just over 11 minutes left in this second quarter, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. Pistol formation, 2 receivers right, 2 out left. Holt gives in the backfield. Rebels all kinds of defensive penetration, and McCombs is shut down back at the 30. Forward progress will put him at about the 29-yard line. Jaden Nelson got deep into the backfield. Great penetration from the defensive line. A loss of 2. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 for the Eagle offense at the Rebel 29-yard line. Trips to the left, 1 receiver right. It's Cosma Kelly out on the right side. Holt the pistol with Maffo behind him. They're going to run it off the left side. Maffo, lots of room to run. He's gone. 5, touchdown. Big hole up the middle. Rebels couldn't catch him, and with that spread offense, all those linebackers and cornerbacks, defensive backs were spread out, and Dustin Maffo goes up the middle, 29 yards for a touchdown. 13 plays, 70 yards for the Eagles on that drive. 29-yard touchdown run puts Dustin Maffo already at 74 rushing yards on just 9 carries, 1 touchdown. Eagles on the board, looking for the extra point.
Kelly on to do the extra point.
The kick is up and no good off the upright. So the Rebels trail 6-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. We'll take a quick break here in the second quarter. 10:16 left. Rebels will get it back when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
$13 plays, 70 yards, about 6.5 minutes on that drive for Layton Christian, but Andrew Rex got a hand on the extra point attempt, so that fails as it ricocheted off the upright. Rebels trail 6-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard as we return to second quarter action, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. Rebels get set to return the kick. The last time they fielded a kick, Kenan Clark took it back 51 yards into Layton Christian territory, but Rich couldn't get anything going offensively. 3 and out on that drive, on that possession. Set to kick is Isaac Cosma Kelly, the senior, left-footed kicker. Rebels with Cook and Clark back deep to return. Rich now attacking here in the second quarter from left to right. And Kelly boots this one deep into the end zone. 8 yards deep, it bounces once and out. And that'll be a touchback. Rich will start from their own 20-yard line. I get confused. I think it's NFL and college now. They go to the 25-yard line on a touchback, but still in high school, we're at the own 20 on a touchback. Invite you to stay tuned for our halftime show. Brought to you by T-Bar Body Shop, Technoglass of Evanston. We'll look at the Rich Rebel homecoming royalty and have a Town of Woodruff standout student. We'll hear from Janica Carver. Rebels with a wishbone in the backfield. Anderson under center. Pressure coming on the left side. Pitch outside to Cook. He breaks free on one tackler but can't get around the end as Dustin Moffo comes in and hits him. Cook will lose a yard or two. Looks like they'll spot it right at the 19, so a loss of 1. Rich, 3 and out on their first possession. They ran 6 plays and punted on their second possession. Anderson 0 for 3 so far through the air in this ball game. Rich taking their time. 2nd and 11 coming up. 9:40 left to go in this first half. And Layton Christian on top, 6-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. One receiver right. Anderson takes the snap, fakes right, fakes left, then throws. He's got Calder out on the right side, and he can't quite make the catch at the 40. I said right side, it was out on the left side. Looked like Calder had it in his hands and just couldn't keep it in, couldn't pull it in. And Anderson leading him out there. Just couldn't quite get that connection to work. Calder this season, 13 catches, 178 yards. That would have been a big one. Certainly would have moved the chains, and if Calder pulls that in stride, he may go the distance. He was lined up as a tight end on that play, and we'll see what Rich comes up with on 3rd down and 11, trailing 6-0 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Layton Christian turned it over on downs once and scored on their last possession. Anderson in the shotgun, trips to the right, 2 receivers left. Clark in motion, right in front of Anderson, and I think Clark took a step forward before he went sideways, or before he went laterally, and that will be an illegal procedure.
Procedure penalty against the Rebels will be a 5-yard penalty, so it'll bring up 3rd and 16.
Pushes Rich back 5 yards to their own 14-yard line, and a 3rd and 11, which is pretty tough, becomes a 3rd and 16. A little bit tougher. Our halftime show will also include some first half highlights presented by Rich County, Rebels with a championship cause. 9:24 left in the T7 Propane and Woodruff second quarter. Rebel offense hasn't gotten going yet today. Anderson in the shotgun, trips left. Smith on his left hip, Trineri wide right. Ball on the right hash. Jared's back looking to throw, lobs it down the right sideline looking for Trineri, and he can't make the catch, threw his hands off the face mask, and he freed himself up, created some space between him and Isaac Cosmicelli, the cornerback, but just couldn't bring the ball in. And again, Anderson with a pretty good throw. That's the 3rd or 4th throw that's been on target that the Rebel receivers haven't been able to bring in. So Rich will face now a 4th down and 16. And again, we'll have to line up to punt it away. Rich has had trouble consistently stopping the Layton Christian offense. Anderson gets off a nice end-over-end punt. McCombs fields it over the shoulder, back at the 40. Breaks or splits the defenders out to the 45, and then he's wrapped up and brought down by Kason Trineri right near midfield. And that's a really nice punt from Anderson. Rebels were deep in their own territory, and Anderson gets it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at the 50. Layton Christian takes over with 9:08 left to go in the second quarter. Just on their own side of the 50-yard line, Holt in the pistol. Looks like Moffo behind him. A little delay, and a flag will fly. Yeah, some movement from Holt and Moffo. We'll have another illegal procedure. That's all we've seen today so far for penalties is illegal procedures. Back to the 45 for a 1st and 15. And Rich needs to take advantage of this to force a punt. 9:08 left to go. Again, and here in this second quarter, which is brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208. In the pistol, Holt takes the snap, keeps it up. Nope, he gave it to Moffo up the middle. Rebels bottle him up after a few yards out near the 48. And Moffo hit hard. He was wrapped up Smack down. Anderson helps him up. They'll spot it clear out at the 49. Line judge on this near side came in at the 47, but they spotted out at the 49. Moffo with a 4-yard gain, 10 carries, 78 yards. Came in averaging 5.5 yards per carry. He's averaging 7.8 so far in this one. 2nd down and 11 from the pistol. Again, the give this time to McCombs up the middle. Breaks a tackle, sidesteps another across the 50, the 45. Ripped up, hit down at the 44 of Rich. So that's a 7-yard gain. This is a 1-2 punch. Dustin Moffo, Riley McCombs. Moffo, McCombs. It's the M&M combination. McCombs at 10 carries for 60 yards. 3rd down and a long 3 for the Eagles, who lead 6-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Scored on their last drive. Empty set in the backfield. Trips right, 2 receivers left. Holt in the shotgun. Now McCombs comes in motion. Fake the handoff there. Holt keeps it himself. Right side, some room. He's got the first down inside the 40, down near the 36 to move the chains. Jace Holt this season, he's credited with 52 carries for minus 17 yards. But he showed some good quick feet on that run. Down to the Rebel 36-yard line, an 8-yard gain. And Holt, 2 carries, 5 yards in this game. 1st down and 10. I formation behind Holt, under center this time. Takes the snap, pitches left side. Moffo's got it, and he's got breaking containment out inside the 20 or inside the 35 to the 30 before he's wrapped up and hit down. And Ander Rex, the containment on that side, looked to me like he was being held. Couldn't get out there, but no flag on the play. Down to the 28. On the pitch to Moffo. Or was it McCombs on the carry? McCombs in the pitch behind Holt. High snap. Give quickly to McCombs. Up the middle. 1st down and more. Inside the 25. Spun around and hit down at the 20. And those big boys up front are opening up nice big holes for the Layton Christian offense. And it's the 2nd level before Rich is able to get to those running backs and bring them down. Down to the 20 is an 8-yard gain for McCombs. And a 1st down. Layton Christian at the Rebel 20-yard line with 6:30 left to go 2nd quarter. Holt, a low snap, pulls it in, heaves it deep down the left sideline, looking for his man. He's got it in the end zone, bobbled it. Did he hold on quickly enough? He did. A touchdown by, is that Cosma Kelly? Isaac Cosma Kelly with the touchdown reception. And his height advantage over Kaysen Trineri was a big difference. Kelly listed at 6'1". Jace Holt 4 for 4. 35 yards and a touchdown in the game. Eagles will attempt maybe go for 2 here. We'll see. 12-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard, and they'll go for 2. Wildcat formation. McCombs starts up the middle. He's bottled up there. Rebels push him back. He's still on his feet. Finally, the whistles come. Progress had been stalled for a second or two before they finally blow the whistle. Rebels stuff it short. The PAT no good. And with 6 minutes, 20 seconds left in the 2nd quarter, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff, the Eagles lead 12-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. We'll take a quick break and be back right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Six plays, 50 yards, 20-yard touchdown pass from Jace Holt to Isaac Cosma Kelly. Caps it off. That was about Almost 3 minutes, about 2 minutes and 48 seconds on that drive, if I do my math correctly. Eagles fail on the two-point conversion attempt. Kelly kicks it 8 yards deep in the end zone again, and Rich will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20 with 6:20 left to go in this first half. Second quarter is brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. And the Eagle offense getting it done on the ground and through the air. Rebel offense struggling. Anderson 0 for 5. A couple of dropped passes that would have been big first downs, big gains. And Rich running game so far with 15 yards in 3 possessions. 2 of those 3 possessions have gone 2 and out, or 3 and out rather. First down and 10 for Rich at their own 20-yard line. Ball in the middle of the field. Wishbone behind Anderson. Hard count, and the Eagles jump on the left side of the line. Garrett Stirk, who Coach Andrew Jones told me he believes Stirk is the top lineman in 1A and has next-level talent. He has been receiving some scouting attention, but he jumps off. Encroachment there. Gives the Rebels first down and 5. Three penalties for just 15 yards against Layton Christian. Anderson takes the snap, gives up the middle. Clark breaks free at the 30, to the 35, 40, and it's a foot race to the 50. He's to the left side, to the 40, the 30, the 20. Will he beat the man to the 10-5? Tripped up right near the goal line. And what a hustle by Dustin Moffo to chase Clark down on a huge gain from the 25 all the way down to the, looks like they'll just spot it at the 5-yard line. Nope, out about the 6.
About the 6-yard line.
25 plus 44, 79? No, 69 yards on that carry from Kennan Clark. Up the gut, nice big Saby Trucking offensive line hole. Give again to Clark, and he fights his way forward. He's close to the end zone, just short. Those are another big Saby Trucking offensive line hole, and the Rebels need a yard or 2 to punch this one in and earn a pro physical therapy touchdown. Clark down.
Like it'll be second down.
They spot that right at the 1.
Right at the 1-yard line.
Clark went from 2 carries for 6 yards. The last 2 carries have gone for 74. He's suddenly at 4 carries for 80 yards. That big hole up the middle. And a nice big run. Rebels got to punch it in here, trailing 12-0. Anderson takes the snap, turns, gives to Clark. Up the gut, nice big hole, and Clark is in. Touchdown, Rebels.
Touchdown.
With 5:16. And there's the cannon. We were hoping we'd hear that a few times today. And we get one there, a 1-yard touchdown run by Kennan Clark. And again, credit those big boys up front, right up the middle. Jaden Nilsson, Wyatt Weston, Porter Weston, the 2 guards in center. And Clark does all the work on that drive. 3 carries, 80 yards, most of them on a 69-yard run. They also picked up 5 yards on a encroachment offside penalty. Rebels lined up to kick the extra point. A whistle blows it dead. I don't see any flags on the field. They may be camouflaged among all the yellow leaves that have fallen and blown onto the field, but the officials just weren't quite ready for it to go. So now they get the whistle. The snap is good. Trineri holds, and Weston boots it through, and the Rebels answer in a big way. Trailing 12-7 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard with 5:16 left to go. Rich with a quick strike. That drive, 3 plays, 80 yards. Lasted just a minute and 4 seconds. Extra point was good. 12-7. Rebels trail. Let's jump, Rob, running my camera this afternoon. Let's jump to the fan cam. Bear Lake Realty fan cam. Lots of Rebel fans here along the sidelines, and the bleachers not full, but so many fans just camped or with the camping chairs and lawn chairs along the sidelines, blankets laid down. A lot of Rebel fans here for homecoming at Rich High School. The fan cam is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Visit bearlakerealty.com if you're looking for beachfront, room with a view, maybe a secluded mountain retreat, recreation headquarters, winter or summer. And they've also got lots of great timeshare options. Visit bearlakerealty.com for all your real estate needs in the Bear Lake area. Rebels getting set for what we hope, again, to see a few more of today. Bear Lake Physical Therapy kickoffs, helping Rebels get back in the game since 1998. Cam working to get Nick Jarman back in the game soon. It may be basketball season before Nick gets back out into competition. Rebels, again, that drive, 3 plays, 80 yards, most of them on a 69-yard run from Kinnan Clark up the middle. Here's Porter Weston with the Bear Lake Physical Therapy kickoff, a low line drive, fielded by Moffo about the 23. No, McCombs, and he's off the right side, tripped up by Daniel Gifford. And a nice job by Gifford to get in there quickly. He's really used his quickness well this season and used it well on that kick return. McCombs gets out to the 35, about a 10-yard kick return. And Layton Christian has it 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Good field position with 5:05 left to go, second quarter. Brought to you by T7 Propane and Woodruff. For all your propane needs, 793-4208. Trips to the right side, tight end heavy on the left as Holt turns and gives to Moffo, and Clark knifes in, wraps him up, brings him down. A gain of 1, maybe 2, out near the 32-yard line. Looks like they'll spot it at the 36-yard line. Moffo, a 1-yard gain. Brings up a 2nd and 9. Ball in the middle of the field for Layton Christian in white, Rebels in blue. Eagles on top, 12-7 with 4.5 left in the second quarter. Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Holt from the shotgun turns and gives to McCombs. He goes up the middle and bounces outside. Trineri gets in there and wraps him up. Again, McCombs trying to straight arm, but Trineri just strikes right through that straight arm attempt and gets into McCombs for a 1-yard gain to the 37. And that's a generous spot. It looked like Trineri got to him about the 35. So a 3rd down and 8, and the Rebels feeling some emotion. The intensity has risen a bit. The momentum swinging. Can the Rebels keep that momentum swinging? Under 4 minutes to go here in the second. If they can get a stop here and get the ball back, that would certainly go a long way. Trips 2 receivers right, 2 wide left. Holt, shotgun, steps back, throws out to his left side, misfires. Smith gives McCombs a little push in the back on the incomplete pass, and a flag flies out quickly. And that should not be what's the penalty there? It wasn't a pass interference. The ball was uncatchable. It was in the air. There's no way that should be a penalty. It was just a little push. Granted, not a great decision by Smith. Pass interference is the call. That's an uncatchable ball, but they'll call it anyway. So Rebels give Layton Christian a 1st down. Out across midfield. 15-yard penalty. That's 2 penalties for 20 yards against Rich. And more costly, I think, than the added field position is the 1st down at the Rebel 48. Holt in the shotgun, trips to his left, takes the snap, throws out to his left and misfires, looking for McCombs. That's a couple of incompletions in a row after Holt had started 4 for 4 for 35 yards and a touchdown. He's 0 for his last 2. Second down and 10 for the Eagles, leading 12-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. That incompletion stopped the clock at 3:35 here in this T7 Propane second quarter. Holt again in the shotgun, trips to his left, pistol with McCombs behind him, gives to Moffo on the right side. Calder tripped him up. He breaks the tackle deep down the right sideline. He's gone. Touchdown, Dustin Moffo. Strong straight arm. Rebels couldn't bring him down. Big, strong runners have been a problem for Rich. 48-yard touchdown run. And that pass interference now looming very large. If that one just falls incomplete, the Rebels force a punt. Instead, Layton Christian takes advantage. And Dustin Moffo is well over 100 yards rushing on the day. 2nd touchdown rushing for him. And Layton Christian will line up to kick the extra point. 3:26 left to go in this first half. The snap is good. Kelly shanks this one. Poor kick, goes about 5 yards and drops in the blue Rebel end zone. 326. Boy, that's frustrating. Rebels had them stopped at their own 37-yard line. Do some quick math here. 87 plus 48. Dustin Moffo, 13 carries, 135 yards. Most of those have come on 2 runs, actually 3 runs. One of 31, a touchdown of 29, and a touchdown of 48. That drive for Layton Christian, 4 plays, 75 yards, 65 yards. Cosmo Kelly 0 for 3 on extra points. Rebels trail 18-7 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. That possession, 1 minute and 50 seconds long. And now Rich digs a little hole for themselves. After they'd answered and come within 12-7, they had Layton Christian in a 3rd and long. Forced or got an incomplete pass, but a pass interference gives Layton Christian new life, and they take advantage. A 48-yard touchdown run by Dustin Moffo. Eagles on top, 18-7, 3:26 left first half. The second quarter is brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 793-4208. Here's the kick by Kelly. Boy, he cannot get a hold of it on the extra point, but he cannot not get a hold of it on the kickoff. He boots this one 6 yards deep, and Rich will take over for the 3rd straight possession at their own 20-yard line after a touchback. Coach Brown giving Cameron Calder and Jared Anderson a few final words to send them out on offense. Rich trails by a couple of scores, 11-point deficit, 18-7 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Huffner wide to the right side, Calder tight end on the left, Wishbone behind Anderson under center. Jared takes the snap and gives up the middle. Cook bobbling it, but somehow holds on and dives forward. He got a nice big Saby Trucking offensive line hold for 5 yards up the middle. Boy, that was fortunate for Rich, as a little trouble in the exchange from Anderson to Cook. Rich, hurry up offense. A real quick huddle, and they're back up to the line with 3:06 left in the first half. Again, a Wishbone in the backfield. Give to Clark up the middle. Breaks free at the 30. First down out to the 35. A comprehensive Family Dental first down. And 10 yards for Kinnan Clark, who's at 5 carries for 90 yards in the ball game. And a touchdown. Make it 6 carries for 91 yards and a touchdown. Anderson turns and gives again up the middle. A short gain for Clark. No, he worked his way forward out to the 40. That'll be 5 yards.
5 yards on the play, 2nd down.
So a 5-yard gain for Clark. Rebels with a 2nd down and 5. 2:20 left to go in the T7 Propane in Woodruff second quarter. Again, the Wishbone. Rebels with a hard count, and Trineri. A little bit of movement. And a false start.
Procedure penalty against the Rebels. A 5-yard penalty.
Rebels with 3 penalties. One extremely costly, a pass interference that kept a Layton Christian drive alive. They scored the next play, or 2 plays later. And now, instead of a 2nd and 5, backed up to a 2nd and 10. You're down. Instead, it's 3rd and 10. Would have been about a 3rd and 2. Huffner again wide right, ball in the middle of the field. Calder wide on the left side. Snap, Anderson rolls to his right, looking to throw. He's got Clark deep, throws for Huffner, and again, dropped pass. Anderson 0 of 7. It's like BYU. Boy, the receiver's just not holding on to the football on pretty good passes. Got the word just now that we were frozen for a minute. Kate, let me know if we're back on. We're having some little bit of internet issues off and on, but should be good for the most part. 4th down, Rebels dropped 2 passes that were right pretty close to on target. Anderson punts it away, and now Rich needs to make sure and keep Layton Christian out of the end zone. Bounce takes a sideways bounce out of bounds at about the 28. And Layton Christian will take over. 1st and 10. Rebels got it to start the game. The opening kick, they went 3 and out after a nice long kick return from Kennan Clark. Layton Christian, 1st and 10. And they spot it with 1:36 left in the first half. They can't figure it out. That looks like clear out at the 30. Jace Holt, 4 of 6, 35 yards and a touchdown. Dustin Moffo, 13 carries, 135 yards and 2 touchdowns. Rebels have got to keep the Eagles out of the end zone another time here. Trips to the left side, and Coach Jones takes a timeout. We'll take a quick one as well. Rebels trail 18-7 on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. Back after this.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The professionals at T7 Propane place their focus on safety, quality product, and excellent prompt service, so you can rest easy and enjoy the affordability and efficiency of propane. Serving residential and business customers every day, T7 would love to serve you as well. For all your propane needs, call T7 Propane in Woodruff, 435-793-4208.
Rebels trailing 18-7 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. 1:36 left to go in the first half. Layton Christian with it. Rich had some momentum going. They'd cut the lead to 12-7. Had stopped Layton Christian, but then a pass interference call gave Layton Christian a first down and new life, and they've taken advantage of that. They scored on 2 plays later and lead 18-7. Now they've got the football. Holt in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, heaves it deep down the right sideline, looking for McCombs. It's caught on the sideline. Calder pushes him out of bounds. And McCombs with a nice catch, lunging out to pull it in. And a long gain with 1:28 left to go in the first half. Layton Christian looking to strike again down to the Rebel 36-yard line. That's a 34-yard gain. Riley McCombs, the top target. He's got 3 catches for 41 yards in the game. Holt takes the snap, gives up the middle. Moffo runs into a wall of defenders, and then he's caught from behind, a gain of about 3, maybe 4.
Gain of 6, gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
5-yard gain for Moffo to the 31. Holt again from the pistol, low snap, he goes down and gets it, gives to McCombs, started up the middle, bounce it outside, got some block to the 20, to the 15, 10, pushed out by Trineri at about the 10-yard line, maybe just inside the 10, and a big gain, and that's been where McCombs has done most of his damage. Moffo's done his damage up the middle, but McCombs bouncing it outside has found a lot of running room, down to the 8-yard line, that's 23 yards, and now McCombs nearing Dustin Moffo territory, up above 100 yards rushing or close to it. 92 yards rushing for McCombs. Here's the give to Moffo up the middle. Breaks one tackle, fights to the 5 where he's brought down. 43 seconds left, and I don't think Layton Christian has any timeouts left. So if Rich can hold him off for another couple plays and go into half down 18-7, that would be a definite positive. Holt from the pistol. He's got Moffo behind him. A 3-yard gain on that last play. Takes the snap, throws out to his left. Catch is no good. Oh, just barely. Rebels fortunate there as the throw was low and Cosmo Kelly couldn't hold on to it. Stops the clock at 20.3. left in the second quarter. Brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 793-4208. 6-yard line.
From the 6-yard line.
A third down and goal for Layton Christian. Trips to the right side, Cosmo Kelly on the left. McCombs gets the handoff up the middle, breaks free, breaks another tackle, and he's in. Touchdown Eagles. And Layton Christian taking advantage of Rebel mistakes this afternoon, leading 24-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Riley McCombs scores his first touchdown of the day. A 6-yard run puts him at 98 rushing yards on the day. Dustin Moffo with 142 rushing yards. Again, we're still in the first half, and they're racking up the yardage on the ground. Layton Christian leading 24-7. Cosma Kelly 0 for 3 so far on extra point attempts. The snap goes way back. Rebels get back there quickly, and still no whistle. Finally it comes. We got a scrum for the football. Cook comes away with it after the whistle, and the extra point again is, not that the kick made it off the tee this time, but no good. 24-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. That last play, or that last drive, 5 plays, 70 yards, 15.6 left to go in the first half. Our second quarter is brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208. Again, Rich will have to kick off to start the second half, and with just 15 seconds left in the first half. I don't know if you're at a position to try and make anything happen here. That last drive, about a minute and 20 seconds. For Layton Christian, they did it with no timeouts, so that was some very good clock management. I'm impressed with this freshman quarterback, Jace Holt, who went to the sideline. Yeah, thank you. Rob Leifson on my camera let me know that Holt was shooken up a little bit on that last play. Kelly, low squib kick, bounces. Cook fields it at the 10. Out to the 20, up the middle, 20, bounces outside to the left, 25-30, breaks a tackle to the 35-40, and then he's tripped up out about the 44. Nice return for Cook. A 34-yard return. Rebels have been good on their kick returns when they've had the chance. Kelly has booted 3 through the end zone. Made them unreturnable for Rich. Clark returned one 51 yards. Cook returns that one 34. And with 9.6 seconds left in the first half, the Rebels take over 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line. Do you take a crack at a deep one, try to get one on the board? Maybe cross your fingers for a pass interference. Calder wide on the right side. Cosma Kelly defending about 10 yards deep. Pressure coming up the middle. Anderson steps back, looking to throw, gets away from one tackler, dives forward, and gets back to the line of scrimmage. And Rich was looking to pass. Layton Christian sent the house, and I think that'll take us to the half. Rich trailing 24-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Anderson with no gain on that play, and that takes us to the end of the T7 Propane in Woodruff second quarter. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more homecoming football coverage at the half. Rebels trail 24-7 on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. T-Bar S Body Shop, Technoglass of Evanston halftime show coming up.
It's Truck Month going on right now at Auto Farm Castle Rock in Evanston. Receive 0% financing for 72 months on select models or get 20% off select models. Receive up to $3,500 in bonus cash. Auto Farm is stuffed with vehicles at the guaranteed lowest prices. It's Truck Month going on now at Auto Farm. 0% for 72 or 20% off. Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
When it comes to parts and service, don't rely on anyone other than the team at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. The professional mechanics and parts department team have the experience to help you with whatever you need. When you need to add a winch, get an extra belt or spark plugs, winterize, repair or replace tires, or have a rebuild, they can help. Whatever you need, gift ideas, parts, accessories, or a great mechanic, you'll find it all at Cache Honda Yamaha in between Logan and Smithfield on Highway 91.
Your vehicle represents one of the major investments you'll make in your lifetime. If you have an accident, large or small, take care of your investment with a professional team that understands the value of your vehicle. T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston has been repairing and restoring vehicles to just like new condition for over 7 years. Don't trust your investment to just anyone. Let T-Bar fix your car. T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Stop in today for a free estimate. 515 County Road.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Welcome back to halftime, brought to you by T-Bar S Body Shop, Technoglass of Evanston, the Rich High School homecoming royalty, out on a truck from Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. Queen Taylor Tingey, King Nick Jarman, first attendant and first night are Julia Hopkin and Porter Weston. Second attendant and second night, September Clough and Kenan Clark. And the jesters, Brinley Satterthwaite and Daniel Gifford. And I got to read these quotes. Let me borrow that for a sec, Dale. Do you mind? From the jesters. The jesteress, Brinley Satterthwaite, says, quote, "I walk around like everything is fine, but deep down inside my shoe, my sock is sliding off." I know just how that feels. The jester, Daniel Gifford, his quote, "If we aren't supposed to have midnight snacks, then why is there a light in the fridge?" Got to enjoy that. It's halftime. Rebels trail 24-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rich had Layton Christian stopped. It was 12-7. A pass interference gave Layton Christian new life, and they scored 2 more times before the half and lead 24-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with your halftime show, brought to you by T-Bar S Body Shop, Technoglass of Evanston. As the cheerleaders take the field, we'll go to a break. We'll keep the camera, the ad small, so you can watch the cheerleaders perform while we hear from T-Bar S Body Shop, Technoglass of Evanston.
Everybody gets rock chips at one time or another in your vehicle window. From now on, anytime you get a chip in your windshield, don't think, oh booger. Instead, think T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston, home of the 1995 rock chip repair. Rock chips are fixed in minutes, and the team at T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston will come to you, or you can stop by the shop. T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston, home of the 1995 rock chip repair. Call us today.
Welcome back to halftime, brought to you by T-Bar S Body Shop, Technoglass of Evanston. It's the halftime show. Let T-Bar fix your car. Let's take a look at some first half highlights presented by Rich County Rebels with a championship cause. Rich got the opening kickoff, and Kenan Clark with a great return put the Rebels on the Layton Christian 44-yard line. It was a 51-yard return, and things started off on the right foot, but then a quick 3 and out, and things kind of went downhill from there. Now, Rich did hold Layton Christian to a turnover on downs on the Eagles' first possession. Then the Rebels got a first down and then were forced to punt it away near midfield. Layton Christian then scored on their next 4 possessions. Dustin Moffo scored twice on runs of 29 and 48 yards. They led 12-0. Jace Holt connected with Isaac Cosma-Kelly for the second touchdown. Rebels answered, though. Kenan Clark with a big, long run. It was a 90-yard or a 69-yard run, and Clark finished the first half with 96 yards on 7 carries, a big portion of those coming on that 69-yard run that got Rich down to the 5, and then Rich scored. Momentum was swinging toward the Rebels, but then Layton Christian got it back at their own 35. They were facing a 3rd and long through an incomplete pass that would have brought up a 4th down in a punting situation, but a pass interference call against the Rebels, I've said it before and I'll say it again, gave Layton Christian new life. They got a first down. 2 plays later, Dustin Moffo went 48 yards for the score. That made it 18-7. Then Rich was forced to punt again, and Layton Christian answered right back. They got it with 1:36 left in the first half, and Jace Holt drove the team down 5 plays, 70 yards, and it was capped off by a 6-yard touchdown run from Riley McCombs. Layton Christian scored 4 times in the first half and leads 24-7. They failed on all 4 of their extra point conversion attempts, but They're up by 3 scores. And it's 24-7 at the half on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Those are some first half highlights brought to you by Rich County. Rebels with a championship cause. You're tuned into the halftime show presented by T-Bar S Body Shop Technoglass of Evanston. We'll take a quick timeout and be back with the Town of Woodruff Standout Student, brought to you by Mayor Bo Holman, council members Hugh Holman, Audrey Jessen, Raymond Franson, and Millie Bradshaw, along with clerk Lisa Bell. That's coming up after this on The Wildlife. We'll talk with Janica Carver on Rebel Radio and MyLocalRadio.com.
Everybody gets rock chips at one time or another in your vehicle window. From now on, anytime you get a chip in your windshield, don't think, oh booger. Instead, think T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston, home of the 1995 rock chip repair. Rock chips are fixed in minutes, and the team at T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston will come to you, or you can stop by the shop. T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston, home of the 1995 rock chip repair. Call us today.
Woodruff, Utah has a long pioneer history with a post office that has been in operation since 1872. Woodruff was named after Wilford Woodruff, the 4th president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and is home to the Woodruff Steakhouse, a former Latter-day Saint office building that is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Our rich pioneer heritage is reflected in all our students by their hard work and commitment to excellence in the classroom and in their sports.
Ryan Steineckert at Rich High School with Janica Carver, a junior member of the student body. And Janica, thanks for your time today.
Yeah, thank you.
How's your junior year going?
It's going really good. It's been super fun so far.
What's been good and fun?
My classes have been kind of fun. I'm getting my associate's degree, so they've been a little bit harder, but they've been fun, and I'm excited for homecoming. It's been fun so far.
What got you prompted to work on your and try to earn your associate's degree?
My older sister, Katie, just graduated with hers, so that was a little motivation.
You guys just, I guess your family just moved here, a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Where'd you move from? Tell me again.
Salt Lake. It's Riverton and Salt Lake.
How do you like it here?
I really like it here. I like the people. I have super great friends, and it's just fun, and the community here is really fun. Include you, and it's fun.
Was it hard to, a lot of times when you move to a new place, it's hard to make friends or get into the groups of friends that already are. Was that difficult for you?
No, it wasn't too bad. I went to a charter school, and it was smaller, so I was kind of used to a smaller school. So moving up wasn't too bad, so it was fun.
I know I interviewed your sister a time or two, Katie Carver. She played the fiddle and was in the band and did some other things. What are you involved with?
I dance. I'm on the drill team, and I love it.
When did you first start dancing?
When I was 3.
So you've been doing it a little while.
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
I don't know. I just think it's fun. It's a different way to express yourself.
Since you've been doing it for so long, since you were 3 years old, have you done a lot of different kinds of dance? What different kinds have you done?
I did competitive cheerleading before I moved up here, and I loved that. And so that kind of boosted my confidence, and made it easier for me to be here and dance.
So from competitive cheerleading to here, why did you join the drill team, not the cheer squad?
I like competition, and the cheerleaders can't compete, but the drill team can.
How's the drill team doing so far?
We're looking pretty good this year. I think we have a chance at placing in state this year, so it should be good. When's
your next performance?
Friday night at the homecoming game.
Obviously, you've been working on it for a little while. Can you give me any hints about what the number will be? What kind of song? What kind of? I know there's a few different styles of dance, like the character, the military. What are you doing this Friday?
We'll be doing pom, so we'll have pom-poms, and it's just an upbeat, happy song.
Is there any plans like there were last year to have the drill and cheer squads perform together at a halftime?
I do not think so, no.
Tell me a little bit more about being on the drill team. What's it like with Ruth Ann Jarman as the coach?
I love her. She just connects with the dancers really well, and she includes everyone and makes it a super fun and upbeat environment.
How are the captains doing? I know that it's a little bit different. There's a captain, and then there's what are the other positions called? I was talking with Taylor Tingey just a couple weeks ago. She was telling me.
So September's our captain, and then we have officers. And so the officers are over a specific dance. Hannah's an officer and I'm an officer. Taylor is. But Hannah and I are the only ones that are over dances. Everyone else is over miscellaneous stuff.
So what are you over?
I'm over dance. It's one of our state dances, and I'm over pom and lyrical.
When is the state competition?
I don't know the exact date. I think it's sometime in February.
Is there a region competition before that?
Yes, there is.
And where's that at?
Richfield.
Sometime in January?
Yes. I would assume so, yes.
Any other competitions on the schedule for the drill team?
We have one at Wasatch. I think it's on December 9th, and that'll be fun.
You said you like competition, so that must be something you're looking forward to.
Yes, of course. I love it.
Are you involved with anything else at Rich High School?
I'm on the track team.
The face you gave me was like, did you forget that you're on the track team?
No, I don't really do much.
No musical?
Oh, I do musical, actually.
Honor Society?
Yes.
Working on your associate?
Yes.
So there are a few things that going on in there.
Yeah, there's a few.
How much are you excited for this year's show, Beauty and the Beast?
I'm pretty excited for it. Beauty and the Beast has always been like my favorite musical, like Disney movie growing up, so I'm really excited for it.
What events do you do in track and field?
I do the 100-meter hurdles, and I do the relays.
Janica Carver Jr. at Rich High School, thanks so much for your time, and good luck the rest of your junior year.
Thank you so much.
This has been the Town of Woodruff Standout Student featuring Janica Carver. Stay tuned. We're getting ready for the third quarter. 24-7, Layton Christian leads at the half. Brought to you by T-Bar S Body Shop, Technoglass of Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car. We'll be right back on The Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
When you need body work or a windshield replacement, it can be as simple as dropping your vehicle off and picking it up a couple of days later. T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston works directly with your insurance company to save you time and hassle. We know it isn't convenient to have a vehicle in the shop. That's why we work hard to repair and restore as quickly as possible to get you back on the road. Make it hassle-free. Let T-Bar fix your car. T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Stop in today for a free estimate. 515 County Road.
Homecoming at Rich High School, but Layton Christian with the lead at the half, 24-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Other games going on this weekend in 1A football. Duchesne won at Altamont yesterday 20-0. That was a closer game than I expected for sure, but Duchesne with the win. Rich will be at Altamont next Wednesday in a short week, and Rich will be looking to win that one to avoid a trip to Parowan, or likely to Parowan in the first round of the playoffs. Now, if Rich can't come back in this one, they'd be on the road anyways, likely at Milford in the first round of the playoffs. Rebels trailing 24-7 at the half. Layton Christian will get it to start the second half. Also today, Kanab is at Parowan. That'll be a big matchup down south, and Milford is at Monticello. Be surprised if Monticello is able to upset Milford. And quite frankly, I'd pick Parowan to beat Kanab. The way it's looking, at least in the north, Duchesne, and if Layton Christian holds on today, would probably go 1-2. They'll play next week to decide the top two seeds. Unless Rich can come back, then Rich would need to still beat Altamont next week. But in the south, it looked like, Milford beat Kanab last week. Parowan has been unbeatable in 1A football this season. And so they look like the top team in the south. You're looking probably at Milford number 2 behind Parowan, and Kanab number 3, Monticello number 4. Rich with a chance here. 24 minutes left in this ball game, trailing 24-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. We mentioned the homecoming royalty just a few minutes ago. Let's just mention those again to get a closer look at those young folks. Taylor Tingey, the Queen. Nick Jarman, the King. Jarman injured his arm, threw his right shoulder out of socket on Tuesday playing volleyball in part of the homecoming festivities, which I'm sure Coach Brown, as if he didn't have enough reason to dislike all the festivities of homecoming week. So Jarman not playing today. He is your homecoming queen, though, or king. The first attendant, first night, Julia Hopkin and Porter Weston. Second attendant, September Cluffkin and Clark is the second night. And let's throw on the other picture there with the jesters, Daniel Gifford and Brenley Satterthwaite. Congratulations to those Rich High School students. At the half, again, Rebels trailing 24-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. And let's give you some stats real quick. In that first half, Rebels, outside of the 69-yard run from Kenan Clark, Rich didn't do a whole lot offensively, finished with 0 passing yards. A few dropped passes. Anderson 0 for 7 in that first half. 110 yards on the ground, and that's their total offense in the first half for Rich. Boy, Layton Christian Academy, they really got it going on the ground. 245 rushing yards on the ground in that first half. Dustin Moffo, 142 of them with 2 touchdowns. And Riley McCombs with 98 yards on the ground and a touchdown. And they also were efficient through the air. Jace Holt, 5 of 8 for 69 yards, 1 score. The freshman has yet to throw any interceptions in the game. Rebels had intercepted Layton Christian's quarterback 4 times last year. That was senior, I believe, Braxton Llewellyn. Yeah, he was a senior last year. Rebels intercepted him 4 times, but Holt has been much more poised. He's also had a little bit more time to throw. Rebels haven't been able to get a lot of pressure on Holt. Now, Holt did get hurt, or looked like he got up slowly, and was trying to get warmed back up and see how he could do running just on the sideline after that last touchdown play where he gave it to Riley McCombs. Was slow to get up, Jace Holt was, but we'll hope he's, obviously we don't want to see anybody injured. I see him on the sideline over there with his hands in a warmer right in front, and we'll see. Layton Christian will receive to start this second half, which will need to have some adjustments on the offense or on the defensive front. Again, allowed 245 rushing yards in the first half. Add on the 69 passing yards, and Layton Christian had 314 yards of offense in that first half. And Coach Brown has been, for the most part, happy with the way his defense has performed this season, and wanted his offense to be better in this game. The defense has got to be better in the second half. It's unfortunate, there was a turning point midway through the second quarter. The Rebels had cut it to 12-7 and had Layton Christian stopped before a penalty gave Layton Christian a first down. Here's a short kickoff fielded by Maffo on the left sideline. He breaks around the right side, and Reagan Huffner drags him down from behind. Nice tackle by Huffner. Maffo runs about 50 yards and returns it about 6. A short kickoff by the Rebels. It looked like Weston may have been trying for a little pooch kick and trying to drop it in there for an opportunity to recover what was kind of an unconventional onside kick. Layton Christian from their own 38-yard line, a 1st and 10, 11:52 left in the third quarter, just underway in the town of Randolph third quarter. Holt in the shotgun with the pistol, I should say, trips to his left. And Layton Christian fans happy to see him back in there. Gives up the middle to Maffo. It's a good room initially, bounces out to the right, and he's tackled and brought down after a gain of about 4, maybe 5, out near the 44. That's closer to 6 yards. Porter Weston in on the tackle along with Jordan Cook. And Maffo picking up right where he left off in the first half. 6-yard gain there. Puts him at 148 on 16 carries. He's again the deep man behind Holt. Give up the gut. Maffo breaks free across the 50 to the 45 and finally hit and brought down at the second level. Jared Anderson with the tackle at the 41 of Rich. And that's another big gain for Maffo. 6 + 9, 15 yards. Layton Christian moving the ball fairly easily so far here in the second half. Trips left. Holt gives the snap. This time, Wyatt Weston meets him immediately. Porter Weston in on the tackle as well. It looked like Cook came in from the side and had hands on the ball but couldn't pull it away. Maffo holding on with 2 hands. No gain, maybe half a yard to the 40.5. Second down and 10 for the Eagles. And again, they spread it out. Trips to the left, 1 wide out on the right side is Cosma Kelly. Maffo in the backfield behind Holt. Low snap, he pulls it in, heaves it deep down the right sideline, and Calder almost picks it off.
Pass was intended for Kelly.
Falls incomplete.
Cameron Calder defending on the
Jace Holt, 5 of 9, 69 yards, 1 touchdown. A 3rd down and 10 for the Layton Christian offense at the Rebel 41-yard line. Holt in the pistol, 2 receivers left, 2 wide right. Cosma Kelly, the wide out on the left side. Here's the snap, give to Maffo up the middle, and he's drugged down from behind. I believe, was that Rex? Deeds came in quickly, and again, a good read by Deeds from the defensive end, getting his, I believe, first start at defensive end this season. and crashed in after he saw that ball going inside. Got to be careful here. If Holt reads that side and pulls the ball out and goes left, it could be a big gain. But 1 yard gain there. 4th down and 9. And Layton Christian lined up to punt. Cosma Kelly boots a knuckleball out to the right sideline, Layton Christian sideline, and it goes out at about the 15. Rich will take over. First punt of the day for the Layton Christian offense. They did, Rebels did hold them to a turnover on downs once earlier. 9:37 left, third quarter, brought to you by the town of Randolph, Mayor Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Bridget Pugmire, Melanie Lim, and clerk Lana Peart. Rebels will take over 1st and 10 from their own 17. Needing some offense here. Wishbone behind Anderson under center, takes the snap, turns, and gives to Cook. Good hole up the middle, dances to his right, dives across the 20 to about the 21. Stirk on the tackle, and Colby Tisnato in there as well to bring Cook down. A gain of 4. Jordan with 4 carries, 13 yards, came into the game at 216 yards in the season, 4.5 yards per carry. Had a long one last week, or 2 weeks ago against Kanab, a 45-yard touchdown run. Rebels could use another one of those here. Give left side to Clark. He picks his way forward, then he's wrapped up and spun down at about the 23. 1 pro physical therapy touchdown for the Rebels. They converted the Rich County 4-H extra point in the second quarter. We're trailing 12-7 at that point. But Layton Christian scored twice before the half, and they lead 24-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. They spot that ball out at the 23, a 2-yard gain for Clark, brings up a 3rd and short 4. Wishbone behind Anderson, hard count. Eagles don't jump. Anderson back to throw. Pressure comes. He lets it loose, and stepping in front for the pick. No, it popped out. And Calder pleading his case. It looked like he was interfered with. That's, I think, what he was calling for, asking for. He tried to stop and come back to the ball, but Elliot Ingram, going for the ball, impeded Calder from getting back to it. Fortunately for Rich, that one falls incomplete. And Rich in a punting situation in 4th and 4. And McCombs backing up to about his 40. Anderson receives the snap, boots it, a high wobbly spiral. McCombs fields it at the 40. Running to his right. Rebels have a lot of players there, and they trip him up and bring him down. Not quite down. Now he's down at about the 45. So teams exchange punts. Layton Christian takes over with 8:15. There was a fumble on the play and some celebration from Rich. I didn't even see that. There were so many players blocking that I did not see. A fumble on the return, and Rich takes over near midfield. First turnover of the day, and boy, that was a timely one, a good one. A turnover brought to you by the station in Randolph, here for your convenience needs. Convenient there for the Rebels with 8:15 left in the third quarter. Rich will take over at the Layton Christian 47. 1st and 10. Got to make something happen here if you want any chance of winning this game, trailing 24-7. Wishbone behind Anderson, give to Clark up the middle. Initially a nice big Saby Trucking offensive line hole. He picks up 4 or 5. Weston gets thrown to the ground by Caleb Kensinger. Takes away from the attention of where the ball ended up. Rebels calling for something as Kensinger just threw Weston to the ground. Clark picks up 5 on the carry. Kensinger's a big boy, 6'4", 270. Clark with that carry of 5 yards over the 100-yard mark for the second time this season at 103. Ball at the 43-yard line of Layton Christian. Anderson turns, fakes left, gives right to Cook, and a whistle as Cook is stuffed, nowhere to go, loses a couple back to the 46. Brings up a 3rd and 8. 7 minutes, 14 seconds left in the town of Randolph third quarter.
Also Harding in on the play.
And the Rebels
Third
trail
down.
24-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. I formation behind Anderson. Steps, rolls to his right, has time, now throws for Trineri, and he can't get down to it. He gets a little push in the back from Isaac Cosma-Kelly, which it wasn't too different from a game-changing pass interference call against the Rebels. No call this time, and that's the correct no call. As the pass falls incomplete. 4th down and 8 for the Rebel offense. Trineri was open for a moment there, but Anderson couldn't get it to him time. 6:58, that clock stopped after the incompletion. Rich lines up to go for it here. Maybe look for a hard count. I formation behind Anderson. 2 receivers right, tight end on the left side. Jared takes the snap, rolling to his right, looks over the middle, throws, and it's picked off. At the 40, Clark comes back and quickly wraps him up. That serves as a short punt, as the interception was pulled down by Coulter Wheelwright. And Anderson having a rough day. Several passes have been dropped, but he's 0 for 10 with an interception. And Layton Christian takes over at their own 42. 6:47 left to go in the third quarter. Rebel offense had an opportunity after the fumble recovery on a punt. Holt under center, takes the snap, gives right side. Moffo starts up the middle, bounces outside, straight arm across the 45, and then brought down by Daniel Gifford. Nice jump. Good pursuit down the line by Gifford after he was blocked from getting into the backfield. And Moffo picks up 3 yards. He's at 167 rushing yards in the game. Out to the 46, a second down and 7. That's 20 carries already in the game for Moffo. Layton Christian running a lot of plays. That's been a big part of their advantage. Their offense has been on the field a lot. Moffo Holt gives this time to McCombs, who goes right up the middle. Rebels slow him down, wrap him up, and bring him down at the 50. Looks like he may have just crossed midfield into Rebel territory. We'll bring up a 3rd down and a short 3. We'll call it, I think it's more like a 3rd and 2. So McCombs across midfield to the Rebel 49. That's 5 yards on his 15th carry. He's over 100 yards. 103. And a touchdown for McCombs. Ball on the right hash. Holt takes the high snap. McCombs around the right side, breaks a couple of tackles, bounces outside, and picks up the 1st down before going out of bounds at the Rebel 45. Rebels looked like they'd had him bottled up in the middle, but McCombs able to bounce it out. Anderex a bit slow to get up and limping a bit on his right leg. May need a break. To the 45-yard line. That was a 4-yard gain for McCombs. And a 1st down for the Eagles. 5:24 left in the third quarter. Trips left. Holt in the pistol. Snap gives up the middle. Moffo tripped up, spun around and down, and a flag flies in. May have a holding penalty. We'll see. It is a hold against the Eagles. And the flag a yard beyond the line of scrimmage. Let's see if they walk it off. Yeah, they'll walk it off from that spot from the Rebel 44. And now Rich needs to take advantage of this penalty.
The 46-yard line.
A 1st and long for Layton Christian back in their own territory. Their own 46-yard line, a 1st down. Deed's still in there, so maybe just a little bit of a dead leg on that play where he came up slow. Holt calling for it. Now a false start. Saw some movement on the right side of the line for one of the receivers out there, and Layton Christian pushes themselves back another 5 yards to their own 41.
Another 5-yard penalty. He'll be 40 on the 41-yard line.
That's 5 penalties, just 30 yards for Layton Christian. Rebels with 3 penalties for 25, but one a very costly pass interference that it would have been 4th and long for Layton Christian. Instead, with the pass interference, a 1st down. They scored 2 plays later. and lead 24-7. Holt, quick throw out to the right side. It gets around Calder on the reception, and he's drug down out of bounds. Calder again pleading his case. It looked like he was blocked, maybe held on the sideline as he went up to try and make the catch, or to make the tackle. The catch, I didn't see who made that catch, but it's out across midfield, again into Rebel territory at the 48. That's an 11-yard gain. Brings up a 2nd and 13 for the Eagles. Holt takes the snap, gives up the middle. Maffo, holding with 2 hands, battles his way forward to the Rebel 40, and it'll be a 3rd and 5 for Layton Christian. Eight yards on the carry. Puts Maffo at 175 yards. He's over 1,000 yards rushing just about. Needs 10 more yards to reach that 1,000-yard plateau this season. 3 receivers left, 1 right on a 3rd and 5. McCombs behind Holt. McCombs gets the handoff, starts up the middle, tries to bounce it outside, but the Rebels stuff it. Good penetration into the backfield by Kennan Clark. He'll hop up and help McCombs up. No gain. They spot it at the 40.
On the play brings up a 4th down.
McCombs at 107 rushing yards this season. 4th down and 5 for the Eagles. Time running down in the town of Randolph 3rd quarter, 24-7. Make sure to stay tuned after this football broadcast. We'll run into the gym and bring you the Duchesne Eagles in town volleyball match. Rich versus Duchesne, varsity starting at 6:30. Trips left, ball on the left hash. Holt back to throw, gets good protection, heaves it deep down the right sideline. He's looking for his man, and he's got him at the 5. Touchdown. Cosma Kelly hesitated, and then on a wheel route, he hesitated. Holt got the time he needed to throw. Great timing, and it's a touchdown. A 40-yard score on a 4th and 5. 4th downs have been good for other teams against Rich. Duchesne converted 2 4th downs last week. Kanab, a couple of 4th down conversions a couple weeks ago, helped keep drives alive. Cosma Kelly with the 40-yard reception, his 2nd reception, receiving touchdown of the day. He'll try to boot this extra point through, and does. He'd been 0 for 3 before that one, and this one is good. 31-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rebels trail the Layton Christian Eagles. Timeout. So we'll take a quick one. Be back in the 3rd quarter on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Randolph is located near the geographic center of Rich County, Utah, on a high plateau with an average elevation of 6,300 feet. The first group of settlers, led by Randolph H. Stewart, camped on a knoll south of the present town site on March 14, 1870. Randolph is a town of extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 in the winter. The folks who live here are also extreme, extremely loyal, extremely friendly, and extremely supportive of our youth. Good luck to all the Rich Rebels this year from everyone at the town of Randolph.
7 plays, 58 yards, almost 4 minutes. The extra point was good. It's 31-7 Eagles. A 40-yard touchdown pass from Jace Holt to Isaac Cosma Kelly. Holt, the freshman, 7 of 11, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions thrown today. He's been impressive. He's got good protection. Kelly to kick this one away. He has 3 touchback kicks. This will be another. This one sails about 7 yards deep, bounces out of the end zone. That's his 4th touchback of the day. Cosma Kelly, 3 receptions, 2 touchdowns, and 68 yards receiving. That's been one of the big differences in this game. Rebels with 0 passing yards, 0 yards through the air. The Eagles with 120 through the air. Rich takes over at their own 20-yard line, trailing 31-7. Rebels have made it to 11 consecutive semifinals in 1A football. And the way this one's going, Rich will likely be on the road for the first round of the playoffs at Milford, where Rich lost 21-7 earlier this season. That's definitely a team that, if Rich limits mistakes, could beat. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Anderson in the shotgun. Back, looking to throw. Heaves it down the left sideline, looking for Calder. On the sideline, he makes the catch, but he can't get his foot quite in bounds. He got the foot down just out of bounds. That was right here in front of us, and had a good angle on it. Good effort by Calder, but Anderson 0 of 11 passing in the game, and Rich faces a 2nd and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Again, directly following our post-game show, we'll be inside for Rebel volleyball versus Duchesne. Give up the middle on the wishbone. Rebels give for a gain of a couple up the gut. I believe it was Clark on the carry. We'll see as the pile comes loose. Nope, it was Cook for a short gain. Spotted out at the 22. Cook 6 carries, 12 yards. Clark 9 carries, 103 yards. Contrast that with with McCombs has 17 carries. Moffo has 20 carries. Layton Christian's just a big thing they're doing is running a lot more plays. Their offense has been out on the field, winning time of possession battle. 3rd and 8. Anderson rolls to his left. He's got plenty of time. Looking. Now he's going to tuck as nobody was open. Tries to run, dives out, and is short of the first down marker. Got close. Anderson. Out near the 28-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. He may have stepped out before that. They come in from the sideline and spot it at the 27. 5-yard gain for Anderson, who's at 5 carries for 10 yards. And a 4th and 3 coming up for Rich. Trailing 31-7 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. 1:58 left in the town of Randolph 3rd quarter. Rich lined up to punt it away here. McCombs thought Rich was going to go for it. He has to sprint back and get set for the punt. Rich with a hard count. Nobody jumps. Snap is good. Anderson gets off a wobbly spiral, bounces at the 40, deflected by the Rebels, and Clark will down it. Boy, that was close. It was Clark running neck and neck with Colby Tisnato. And it's too bad that didn't deflect off of Tisnato's leg. Clark was right there to field it. Instead, Layton Christian will take over at their own 35-yard line. Let's see, they've had 7 possessions in the game. They've turned it over on downs once, punted once, and scored on the other 5. 1:47 left to go in the town of Randolph 3rd quarter. Holt in that pistol. 2 receivers right, 2 wide left. Moffo gets the handoff up the middle, bounces it out to the left side. Clark can't bring him down. Still on his feet across the 45 to the 50, and finally tripped up from behind. Kason Trineri brings him down. Good sportsmanship from the 2 of those as Moffo pops up, helps Trineri up after Trineri helped Moffo down at the 41-yard line of Rich. 24 yards on the gain, on the carry for Dustin Moffo, and that puts him over the 1,000-yard rushing mark this season. What did I say? 24 yards on that carry. Puts him at 199 in the game and 1,014 this season. McCombs, the man in the pistol behind Holt, gets the handoff, runs to his right. It gets away from a couple tacklers, dives inside the 40 after he cuts up field to the 38. Aaron Smith on the tackle. A gain of about 3.
Gain of 3 on the play. 2nd down.
It's 110 yards rushing for Riley McCombs, and that's been, I think, the biggest story is the offensive production from the rushing game for the Eagles. They had 245 yards before the half on the ground. 2nd down and 8. Holt in the shotgun. Gives to Moffo up the middle, and he has a huge hole, just goes straight down the seam and picks up 8, 10, maybe more. He's got a 1st down and more at the Rebel 26-yard line. That's 12 yards for Moffo right up the gut. And he's just running harder and harder as the day goes on. He's at 211 yards in the game. 23 carries. He's been a workhorse today. First and 10 for Layton Christian, leading 31-7 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. 40 seconds left in the Town of Randolph third quarter. Holt from the shotgun, again in the pistol. McCombs behind him, and Riley McCombs gets the handoff. Starts right, goes back to his left, bounces outside. A flag flies at the 20. He's ripped from behind. Jared Anderson on the tackle, down about the 10, but a flag back at the 20 will bring this one back. Block in the back or a hold, I think, is what we'll see. A Whitecap head official talking with Jordan Cook, one of the Rebel captains, to decide make sure the Rebels want to accept this penalty. It is a block in the back. Thank you. I didn't see.
Block in the back against the Eagles. We'll take the ball back to the 30-yard line.
The spot of the foul was the 20, so back to the 30. That's 6 penalties, 40 yards against Layton Christian, but it's hardly slowed them down. 31-7, so Eagles on top.
From the 30.
The line of scrimmage was the 26, so essentially a loss of 4, a first down, and about 14 yards, 13 to go. Again in the pistol, 2 receivers right, 2 out left, ball in the left hash. Holt fakes the handoff, heaves it deep down the middle of the field. Calder gets in there and knocks the ball away. Good defensive play by Calder. Almost playing like a free safety out there. There were 2 receivers, both running deep down the field. The pass was intended for Colby Tisnado, and Calder just was keeping an eye on the quarterback, saw where the throw was going, and roamed over to break up the pass. Freshman Jace Holt, 7 of 12 for 120 yards, 2 touchdowns in the game. Second down and 13 at the 30-yard line of Rich. Layton Christian leading 31-7. 5.7 seconds left in the Town of Randolph third quarter. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Maffo, the deep back, in the pistol, gets it and goes right up the middle. Big hole. The Rebels finally. Aaron Smith wraps him up and just throws him down at about the first down marker near the 16 or 15-yard line. That'll likely move the chains to start the fourth quarter. That brings us to the end of the third, where the Rebels trail 31-7 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Third quarter has been brought to you by Town of Randolph, Mayor Lynn Weston, board member Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Bridget Pugmire, Melanie Lim, and clerk Lana Peart. We'll be back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
It's Truck Month going on right now at Auto Farm Castle Rock in Evanston. Receive 0% financing for 72 months on select models or get 20% off select models. Receive up to $3,500 in bonus cash. Auto Farm is stuffed with vehicles at the guaranteed lowest prices. It's Truck Month going on now at Auto Farm. 0% for 72 or 20% off. Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
14 yards and a first down for Dustin Maffo. Layton Christian knocking on the door again, leading 31-7 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. A Wildcat formation. Riley McCombs gets the snap, straight arm, flag flies as a nice tackle out on the edge by the Rebel defense, and I believe it was Reagan Huffner who got out there to make the tackle. He just got enough of McCombs to break up or slow him down, trip him up, and it's also a penalty against Layton Christian. Was it a hold? Thanks, Scott. A holding penalty. Eagles, 7 penalties, 50 yards, but a big lead, 31-7 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. With under 12 minutes to go, we're in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. They put it back at the 26-yard line after that penalty. Holt takes the snap, gives to Maffo, starts up the middle, bounces out right side, gets around containment, gets around the second level down to the 5. He's finally drugged down out of bounds. Calder able to bring him down, and he's Calder again calling, hey, I'm getting held all over the place, trying to get out here and make that tackle, make the stop. Maffa with a big gain. They'll spot this down at the 6-yard line, 20 yards. Puts him at 245 yards on the ground. 11:29 left to go. Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Eagles knocking on the door with a 1st and goal at the 6. And I think we got the Wildcat formation again. McCombs takes it up the middle, starts left, goes back right, picks up a couple inside the 5. Short gain. That Wildcat formation has not been very effective for Layton Christian. Rebels defense has been solid against that. McCombs having some words with the Rebel defense after he gets up, and his teammates pull him away. McCombs got down to about the 3. And again, the Wildcat formation. Strong side is the right side. McCombs takes the snap, runs to his right, gets some good blocking, but no, the Rebels break through and wrap him up and drive him back. Jaden Nelson got into the backfield. Well defended by Rich. A lot of blocking on that right side, but Rich strung it out, forced McCombs to try and cut, change his direction, and by then the Rich Rebels were in the backfield. Loss of a couple. We got McCombs at 20 carries for 110 yards in the game. Dustin Maffo's been the big man. 25 carries, 245 yards, and 2 scores. Again, the Wildcat with McCombs. Holt is on the left side. McCombs can throw. They've thrown 1 touchdown pass this season from McCombs to Holt, and they're going to run that right now. The fade into the end zone, and this one well overthrown. Good defense by Kaysen Trenary. McCombs, coming into the game, had attempted, I think, that same play twice prior to this afternoon. They'd completed one of them, that one incomplete, and it's 4th down and goal for the Eagles with 10:05 left to go in the ball game. And Layton Christian on top, 31-7. Looks like Cosma Kelly will attempt the field goal. Holt will hold, so watch out for Holt to take the snap, pop up, and look to throw. Snap is a bit high. It comes down, and Kelly boots it through. He's really struggled with extra point attempts, but on kickoffs and that field goal, he's been very good. What's that, about a 24-yard field goal by Cosma Kelly, and the Eagles lead 34-7 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Quick timeout. We'll be back after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. When you're buying and selling real estate, you want to work with an agent that knows the area and understands property values. You want to work with an agent that listens to what you're looking for and knows how to find it for you. And it's important to know all of your options. That's why it's smart to work with the best. Gary McKee and the agents at Bear Lake Realty in Garden City, Utah, helping folks buy and sell real estate for over 25 years. When you work with Bear Lake Realty, you're working with the best. Visit BearLakeRealty.com today. 10 plays, 65 yards, a 23-yard field goal by Isaac Cosma Kelly. And the Eagles lead 34-7 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. That drive just under 4 minutes long. The Eagles' offense has been tough to stop, tough to slow down. Even when the Rebels have held Maffo or McCombs to 1, 2, 3 yards, the next play, one of those guys will pick up 29 or 8 or 11 and pick up the first down. Cosma Kelly, another kick. This one about 5 yards deep in the end zone, another touchback. Cosma Kelly has kicked off a bunch of times today, and 1, 2, 3, 4, now 5 of them have been through the back of the end zone, or at least one hop and then through the back of the end zone for touchbacks. So Rich will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Cosma Kelly has done it well. He's got 3 receptions, 68 yards, 2 touchdowns, kicked a field goal, 1 extra point, and 4 or 5 kickoffs for touchbacks. 10:01 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Rebels looking to answer here. Trailing 34-7. Anderson in the shotgun, trips right, 2 receivers left. Brings Clark in motion and gives to Clark around the left side. Room to run, cuts upfield to the 20, 25, to the 30. Breaks a tackle at the 40, and it's a foot race down to the 50, to the 40. Clark to the 30, to the 20, hesitates, down the field, breaks a tackle to the 10-5, touchdown. Kennan Clark, 80 yards for the score. It's a pro physical therapy touchdown brought to you by physical therapist Dr. Dallas Clark. 80 yards for Kennan Clark. Puts him at 183 yards in the game. And can that be the spark the Rebels need? Time running down with 9:46 left in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Now the defense has to answer. First things first, let's line up and kick the extra point or go for two. Let's see what the Rebels do. If they were to go for two, they'd be down by 19 if they convert. Go for one, they'd be down by 20. One play electrifies the Rebel sideline. Kennan Clark with his second rushing touchdown of the day, brought to you by Pro Physical Therapy, Dr. Dallas Clark. Rich lined up to go for two. Anderson rolls to his right, looking. He's got Case and Trenary in the corner of the end zone, but the throw off his hands and incomplete. So the two-point conversion, no good. 34-13, Rebels trail on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. 9:46 left to go in the ball game. And we'll be right back after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Minor, major, chip, crack, dent, or crinkle. Whether it's vehicle body damage or a damaged windshield, no damage is damage we can't handle. Hi, this is Matthew Rex at T-Bar Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. We take pride in bringing your vehicle back to its original state. We offer free estimates and deal with your insurance company directly. So no matter the damage, large or small, windshield, body, or paint, we'll get your vehicle back to its original state. T-Bar Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car. 515 County Road.
Well, an 80-yard touchdown run doesn't happen without a Saby Trucking offensive line hole so big you could drive a semi through it. Brought to you by Scott and Diana Saby. The extra point fails. The Rich County 4-H extra point, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. Rebels down 34-13 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard, needing desperately a quick stop on defense. Maybe you go for an onside kick here. Layton Christian bringing guys up closer. So the pooch kick probably not an option here, as Layton Christian has 10 guys right close to the line or to the kicking line. Rebels try a little pooch kick, and it just goes right straight into the hands of, I believe, Louis Camiso, Camiso. And he does the smart thing, just cradles it, drops to the ground. A good play by the junior. And Layton Christian will take over at their own 47-yard line. No surprise that the Rebels tried for the onside kick there. Just worked out well for Layton Christian. Cosma Kelly wide out to the left side. Pistol in the backfield. Two receivers left, two right. Maffo, the back. Quick throw out to the right side. Tisnado makes the catch. He's across the 50, still battling forward. Rebels trying to strip the ball. Can't get it away from Tisnado, who fights his way into Rebel territory before he's pushed out of bounds. And a gain of about 6. Looks like they'll spot it at the Rebel 48. I spoke a little too. 5-yard gain. Jace Holt, 8 of 13, 125 yards, 2 scores, no picks. It's been a good day for him. Tisnado's first reception of the day. A second down and 5. Maffo again, I believe, the deep back. Holt calls for the ball, gives to Maffo up the middle. He's got near the yardage for a first down. Rebels, they'll stand him up, driving back. I think they'll spot it right about the 45, which would be a couple yards short of a first down. Well, they do spot it right on the 45. Maffo, 26 carries, 248 yards, 2 touchdowns today. Again, he's gone over the 1,000-yard mark this season with today's performance. He's at about 1,030 yards. Third down and 2. Rebels need to stop here. Trips on the left side. McCombs in the backfield behind Holt. Cosma Kelly on the right wing. Ball near the right hash. Snap, give to McCombs, left side, and into the backfield. Jordan Cook catches McCombs from behind and drags him down. No gain. Rebels have been able to do that on a fairly regular basis, but here, the next play has been the issue. They'll stop Layton Christian for 1, maybe 2 plays, and then the Eagles will get big yardage. However, Layton Christian with a 34-13 lead lines up to punt this one away. At the Rebel 45, watch out for a fake. Rebels don't even send anybody back to receive. Now Trineri backs up a few steps just in case. Kelly takes the snap and boots it down the left sideline. Trineri comes up, fields it at the 20, and breaks one tackle to the 25, and he's hit hard at that 25-yard line. Good catch by Trineri, and the Rebel defense does what it needed to do. A quick punt forced, and a flag came in back at the line of scrimmage. And it is a personal foul against the Eagles.
Personal foul against
for something happening after the play. The official just indicated a personal foul against Layton Christian, first down Eagles. I don't know if that's correct. It was I'm absolutely lost. The Whitecap official said personal foul against Layton Christian, but then first down Layton Christian. They march it back 15 yards, and I think it's Rebel football. So the personal foul was against Rich. Luckily, it's after the play, or after the punt, I guess. So it's not a first down for Layton Christian, a first down for Rich with 8:10 left to go. They'll spot it at the 12 following that penalty. Anderson in the shotgun, trips right. Clark in motion. We're going to go to the same play. They do. Give it to Clark. Cuts upfield. Gets a nice block again. Out across the 15. Tripped up at about the 17-yard line. McCombs on the tackle. Rich
on the play, 2nd and 5.
in this game. That's just the first penalty of the second half. Out to the 17-yard line. 5-yard gain for Kenan Clark, who's up to 188 rushing yards. Most of those coming on 2 carries, an 80-yard touchdown run and a 69-yard run that set up their other score. Anderson turns, gives up the middle, and this time Clark again picks up a first down, tripped up and dropped out near the 30-yard line. That'll be close to a 13-yard gain. I think they'll spot it closer to the 29, which would be a gain of 12, and put Clark at 200 rushing yards in the game. Rich with 4 penalties, 40 yards in the game, trailing 34-13, needing a quick score with 7:20 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Anderson in the shotgun, brings Clark in motion again, gives it to him again left side, and this time nothing. Big, bad Aaron Ashide, 6'6", 285-yard. I said Ashide. I believe it's Ishide. I apologize for that, Principal or Superintendent Lamborn. Ishide is on the tackle. Loss of 1 on the play, so the Rebels go to the well one too many times. On that shotgun formation, Clark coming in motion around from the right side. Ishide, 285. Right next to him on his left is Parker Sewell, 350. Here's the snap. Anderson looking for a quick throw. Nothing there, so he tucks it and just dives forward out near the 30. A short gain. He was looking out right for Huffner, but it was well covered, and Anderson made a smart decision to not force it. Cuts his losses, gains 2. Anderson 6 carries, 12 yards, has not completed a pass yet today. A few that Anderson hit or threw right on the money that just weren't caught. I formation behind Jarrett under center, 6:07 left to go. Takes the snap on a 3rd and 9, rolls to his right, looking down the right sideline. He's got Clark, ball tipped, and Clark catches it on the sideline. He's still in bounds to at the 45 to the 42-yard line. Great concentration by Kenan Clark to make that catch. The defense was right there. They tipped it up. Clark kept it alive, and Anderson finally finds the completion to the 42-yard line. Clark having a great game, 199 yards on the ground. And some quick math from the 30 to the 42 is a 28-yard gain. He's got 28 yards through the air on his first reception. Down to the Layton Christian 42-yard line. 1st and 10. Comprehensive Family Dental, first down for the Rebels. Shotgun, and Clark again the same play. Eyeshide again, this time shuts it down. Rebels want to get Eyeshide to come further into the backfield, but he did the first couple times that Rich ran that play, but the last two, he's become a little bit wiser to the play. Rebels with a 1-yard gain. Clark back up to 200 rushing yards on 14 carries. A 2nd down and 9. 5.5 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Rebels down 34-13. We're going to put together a drive here. 2 receivers wide right. Anderson under center. Hard count. Gets a little movement from the defense. Takes a hard count. Takes a little bit to get Sewell moving, but he moved. Or did the Rebels move first? It was Rich. So Rich trying to draw the encroachment. Instead, pushes themselves back 5 yards on the hard count. Clock continues to run. Rebels trailing 34-13, needing another quick pro physical therapy touchdown. And it's 2nd down and 14 from the Layton Christian 46-yard line. Huffner wide left, Calder wide right. Cosma Kelly defending on Calder. Anderson back looking to throw. Looks down the right sideline. He's got Calder on a wheel route. He has to adjust and can't get back to it. Some contact from Cosma Kelly as Clark turned to try and make the catch, and it's incomplete. So a 3rd down and 14 for Rich at the Layton Christian 46-yard line. Rebels in the huddle. 4:47 left to go. Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Make sure to stay tuned for our Epic Recreation post-game show, the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, and more coming up after the game. We'll talk with Coach Brown as well. Anderson under center, trips to the left side. Jared rolls to his left. Some time, good blocking. Now heaves it deep down the sideline. Clark goes up, tips it, and into the hands of the defense. Quick tackle by Trineri. Out to the 20-yard line goes Louis Comiso on the interception. Clark tried to adjust, got up in the air, and couldn't bring it down with one hand. Tipped into the hands of the defense. Anderson's 2nd interception, and that will likely end the comeback attempt with 4:25 left to go. Louis Comiso with the interception. It was Coulter Wheelwright on the the earlier interception. Takes the snap, gives to Moffo up the middle. Not a lot of room, but he dives forward. He's a strong runner, gets those shoulders low and picks up 3 or 4. That's 27 carries on the day. Or was that McCombs on the carry? I believe that was McCombs. Layton Christian with the football. Under 4 minutes to go. They hold on here. They'll earn likely a first. Well, yeah, they will earn a first-round home game in the playoffs if they hold on for the win. 2 receivers. Nope, 3 on the right side, 1 left. Holt takes the snap. Keeps it himself. This time around the left side. Anderson trying to fight around a block from Cosma Kelly. Finally gets around. A late flag flies in as Anderson drives Holt out of bounds. I think we'll have a hold penalty, but from the spot of the foul, it'll still be a first down on the carry. Pretty easy call there as Cosma Kelly had his arms way out extended beyond his body, blocking Anderson. At least it looked to me like an easy call for a hold penalty against Layton Christian, and that is the call. Eagles started this drive at their own 20-yard line. So it was a big gain by Jace Holt, who came into the game averaging minus 0.3 yards per carry. This carry takes him out to the 37 of Rich. So 17, nope. A 14-yard gain on the run. 3 minutes, 15 seconds left to go. Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Layton Christian 34, Rebels 13. Give up the middle. Moffo wrapped up, nowhere to go. And I don't think he even made it back to the line of scrimmage. Good defensive penetration by the Rebel defense. Deeds got in there. Andrew Rex on the tackle. He's had a nice day. His first start at defensive end. Now the Rebels take a timeout. 3:02 left to go in the ball game. Fourth quarter action is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Quick timeout. We'll take one as well on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
They really appreciate every customer at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. They understand that you have lots of options when it comes to purchasing outdoor recreation vehicles. That's why they work hard to earn your business by making sure they understand exactly what you want. They're friends with their customers. When you're happy, they're happy. If you haven't been to their store, they invite you to come visit. And if you've already one of their friends, stop in again soon and check out all of this season's gear. Cash Honda Yamaha in between Logan and Smithfield on US 91.
Fourth quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Rebels strung it out pretty well, but then Maffo broke a couple tackles and took it to the house. That puts him over 300 rushing yards on the day. 36-yard line, so that was a 64-yard touchdown run. Maffo's third score of the day on 28 carries. What's 247 plus 64? It's 311 yards for Dustin Maffo. Isaac Cosma Kelly to kick the extra point, and he's found his stroke. That one straight up and through.
Kelly's extra point is good.
PAT good, and Layton Christian tacks on another. So make it 41-13 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rebels Rebels against Layton Christian had never allowed more than 20 points prior to this season. This will be just the second loss against the Eagles. And Layton Christian, I tell you, this looks like a very good team. So that possession, 4 plays, 80 yards. And a long touchdown run for Dustin Maffo, 64-yard run. Time of possession on that drive, not quite 2 minutes. 2:47 left to go in the ball game. Rich to take over. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Rich after the extra point, or during the extra point. Gives Cosma Kelly the opportunity to kick it away from the Rebel 45. He's got 5 touchbacks in the game already. If he doesn't put this one through the uprights, I'll be surprised. Approaches and boots it high end over end and through the uprights. So Rich will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Rebels, the Layton Christian Eagles scored twice to start. They were ahead 12-0. Rebels answered, made it 12-7, had momentum going. They had forced a 4th down, but a pass interference on 3rd down, when it would have been a punting situation for Layton Christian, gave the Eagles new life. They scored 2 plays later and have never looked back. They scored one more time before the half, led 24-7 going into the locker room, and they've outscored the Rebels here in this second half, 2 touchdowns to 1. Make it 3-1 touchdowns. 41-13. Anderson under center, 2 behind him. Pitch for Colton Meek, left side. He breaks outside, can't get around the end. And a tackle by Riley McCombs. Colton Meek, no gain on the play.
Loss of a yard on the play, 2nd down.
Actually lost a yard. Back to the 19. Just got a message that stream a little bit choppy. We'll see if we can get that figured out here. Second down and 11 for Rich. 2:15 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Again, our postgame show coming up, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Anderson turns, gives up the middle. A little bit of room to run, and the ball squirts free. Layton Christian has it. The carry was Stetson Huffaker. Looked like he was just about down, but the ball popped out, and Rich fumbles. Layton Christian will take over with 2:03 left to go. And deep in Rebel territory. Looks like they'll spot it at the Rebel 20-yard line. And we'll see. I know what Coach Brown would do in this situation is run the clock out. We'll see what Coach Drew Jones does, and he's got his guys lined up in what looks like a victory formation. 2 backs behind Holt under center. 1 man wide right. Holt takes the snap, stands there, and then takes a knee. Do that a couple more times, and this one will be in the books. Duchesne beat Altamont yesterday, 20-0. And tonight, Kanab plays at Parowan, Milford at Monticello. Layton Christian will come away with a 41-13 win over Rich. Rebels will wrap up the regular season next week at Altamont. It's on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. Our pregame starts at 5:15. We also have Rebel Volleyball tonight hosting Duchesne. So right after this Rebel Football postgame show, we'll head into the gym and bring you all the coverage we can of that match. Holt takes another knee. May have to take one more. We'll have to take one more as we're down to 1:15 left in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City. Visit bearlakerealty.com. Rebels put a couple of pro physical therapy touchdowns on the board this afternoon. Made one, missed one on the Rich County 4-H extra points. Forced one station in Randolph turnover. Holt and the Eagles in victory formation as they come up to the line of scrimmage. We'll look to the back line judge or the back official, and Holt takes one more knee with 45 seconds left to go. Brings up a 4th down and 12. And we'll see what they get here. I think they're going to have to run one more play on 4th and 12. The play clock will expire before before the actual game clock expires. The officials may show a little leniency here and just let this thing end. 15 seconds to go as the back judge starts to count it out. 10. Holt takes a snap. Backs up, takes a knee, and then passes the ball to the official with 5 seconds left to go. 3 knees. And Rich will need to run one play. I like that play calling from Coach Drew Jones. He's been a classy guy talking to him, and that was a classy move to just run 3 plays and give it back to Rich. It's been a very good Layton Christian team. Rich will take over. 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Eagles with so much size up front. Rebels just say, did we take a timeout? Oh, Layton Christian takes a timeout. We'll keep it right here and thank again our sponsor, the Bear Lake Realty Fan Cam. Bear Lake Realty. If you're looking for a beachfront room with a view, maybe a secluded mountain retreat, there's some Layton Christian fans across the way. They're looking happy and excited right now. Visit bearlakerealty.com. We're back out there lined up, and we'll see if Rich tries to heave one downfield or just takes a knee. It won't make a difference even if they were to score here. Of course, Layton Christian on top, 41-13 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Anderson takes the snap and takes a knee, and that's the ball game. Layton Christian with the win at Rich, 41-13 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rebels drop to 1-7 this season and assured a losing season for the first time in a couple of years. We'll have a post-game show coming up. It's brought to you by Epic Recreation. When we return, this fourth quarter has been presented by Bear Lake Realty. Visit bearlakerealty.com. Buy now and start enjoying beautiful Bear Lake. Back after this on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Coverage of Rich High School sports is also being made possible by Delmas Equipment, repairing equipment for over 20 years, farming equipment assembly, and custom fabrication. The Thompson Ranch, Brian and Becky Thompson, promoting student learning and success in all areas. And Western Ag Credit, reliable credit for all things agriculture.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. The Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming offers a family dinosaur dig and vacation package that includes digging for fossils at the Wyoming Dinosaur Center, sack lunches, tours of the museum, and lovely clean rooms for a comfortable night's stay. With 3 restaurants to choose from, you and your family will have fun, eat well, and rest easy. Schedule your family dinosaur dig at the Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming today. Call 866-657-1604.
41-13, Layton Christian with the win over the Rich Rebels. Welcome to the Postgame Show. It's brought to you by Epic Recreation in Bear Lake. For all your rentals in Bear Lake, winter or summer, visit epicrecreation.net or find us on Facebook. Time for your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap. Friday night, the Rebels facing the Layton Christian Eagles. The winner would put themselves in a position to earn a first-round home game for the playoffs starting in a couple of weeks. And Rich would start it off well. A 51-yard kick return on the opening kickoff put the Rebels in Layton Christian territory, but a 3-and-out. Then the Rebel defense held Layton Christian to a turnover on downs, but Rich next possession ended in a punt, and that's when Layton Christian got the scoring started. They went 13 plays, 70 yards, a 29-yard touchdown run by Dustin Moffo made it 6-0. Rebels wouldn't answer for a little while as Jace Holt found Cosma Kelly on the Eagles' next possession, made it 12-0 as they failed again on the extra point. Rich answered and was down 12-7. The momentum was swinging toward the Rebels. Kennan Clark had made a 69-yard run and then scored a couple of plays later. Rich was within one score. Layton Christian got the ball. It was a 3rd and long. They threw it, and a pass interference was called against Rich. That gave Layton Christian a first down and gave them the spark they needed. They scored 2 plays later, a Dustin Moffo 48-yard touchdown run, and Layton Christian ran away with it from there. They scored one more time before halftime. Riley McCombs from 6 yards out made it 24-7, and then they scored again in the third quarter as Holt found Cosma Kelly for his second touchdown reception of the game, made it 31-7. Then Cosma Kelly kicked a field goal, 34-7. Rebels got a nice long 80-yard touchdown run from Kennan Clark, who finished the day 14 carries, 200 yards, and 2 scores, but it wasn't nearly enough. Those were the only 2 scores the Rebels put on the board. Dustin Moffo scored one more time. He finished with 311 yards, 3 touchdowns on 28 carries, and Layton Christian pounded the Rebels 41-13. Layton Christian improved with that win to 6-3 and earned for certain a home game in the first round of the state playoffs starting a couple of weeks from Friday night. Layton Christian beats Rich 41-13 in Randolph. That's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap. Gourmet sandwiches fresh and fast every day at 113 Front Street in Evanston. That's Jimmy John's. Quick break on the Epic Recreation postgame show. We'll be back to talk with Rebel head coach Ashley Brown and have some game highlights and stats as we continue our coverage of Rich Rebel football on Rebel Radio and mylocalradio.com.
Make this winter epic when you rent from Epic Recreation in Garden City, Utah. We rent cabins, snowmobiles, snowcat razors, snow tire bicycles, snowshoes, and more. Thank goodness winter is long because at Bear Lake, we make it epic. Call us today and book your epic adventure at Bear Lake. Recreation and lodging packages available year-round. Call Epic Recreation today or book online at epicrecreation.net. Rolene Kennedy of Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston is your Rich County representative. The mother of 5 Rich High graduates and grandmother of 3 more graduates in the making, Rolene is here for you. She's a recipient of GM's highest salesman honor, the Mark of Excellence Award winner, meaning she provides you with the best customer service in the industry. The next time you're looking for a car or truck, think Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, your Rich County representative.
Welcome back to the Postgame Show, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Visit epicrecreation.net for rentals in Bear Lake. It's time for the postgame interview with Coach Ashley Brown. And, Coach, you started off well. You had that big kick return, but a 3-and-out. Your offense took a little while to get going. Your defense, though, held them to a 3-and-out. What were you thinking at that point with still no score?
You know, that first play we called on offense, we tried to run a hook and ladder, and if we could have got it, we probably would have scored, but it didn't work out, and the defense did a good job again today, and, you know, we just ran into a team that was a little better than us today. The passing game in the first half, I felt like there were a few passes off target, but just receivers dropping passes. Anderson was on target with a few of those. Were guys just nervous or not looking it in all the way? Well, that's kind of the way we've been all year. You know, we haven't made plays when we needed to, and you've seen Layton Christian make plays, and, you know, that's what it takes, and, you know, and we just haven't done it all year, and we did the same thing again today.
And later on in that first half, they scored again. It was 12-0. You guys got a big run from Clark up the middle. He had a great day, 200 rushing yards, a couple of scores. And then you scored, so you were within a score, 12-7. That pass interference call was a backbreaker, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, no question. You know, Aaron hit him, but there was no way the ball was catchable, and it was already clear over the kid's head. So very questionable call. You know, we knew that if we could score going in when it was 12-0, you know, and have it 12-7 or 12-6, we'd be in good shape. And then they came right back and scored again, and, you know, so we're down 18-7, and, you know, and that was a big play in the game.
Was now their leading rusher Dustin Moffo had over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns in the game. Was a big. How much of that was him? He's obviously a good runner. How much of that was their offensive line, their size, and just how well they blocked?
You know, both. They spread you out, and then, you know, if somebody misses a tackle or, you know, defends the wrong hole, then they get a big play, and you've seen that time and time again. And, you know, he's a very good player. Their offensive line is big, and, you know, and they're big, strong kids, and, you know, and that's a good team, and we just didn't make enough plays to beat them today.
Coach, next up is Altamont. It's a short week. You're at Altamont, and they look like they're a much improved team from the past few years. It's not a gimme win anymore, I don't think.
No, you know, you look at their Duchesne score, and their Duchesne's winning 7-0 at halftime. You know, and so it's going to be a battle. The winner will be in 3rd place. The loser will be in 4th. And so, you know, now we're playing for those 2 seeds, and we know now that we'll be on the road.
How much of a difference does it make for you looking back if you're on the road at Parowan as a number 4 seed or at Milford as a number 3 seed?
Well, if you look at, you know, who we played better against in the regular season, we definitely had a better game against Milford. You know, Parowan kind of ran us over and controlled the line of scrimmage, and, you know, so out of the 2, you know, they're both going to be very hard to beat at home in the first round, but, you know, we probably match up a little better with Milford.
Coach, first time in a while you won't have a home game in the first round. That's got
Oh, yeah.
How are your feelings about that?
You know, it's frustrating. You know, that's something that we've been able to do for quite a few years, and we're not going to be able to do that this year. But, you know, somehow the kids have just got to dig in, and, you know, it's gut check time. We see what we're made of.
Anything else you want to touch on?
I don't think.
You probably want to get that microphone out of your hand as fast as possible.
No, we just appreciate you covering our games.
You know, obviously you understand this. A season like this is not as fun as maybe a couple years ago when you win a state championship, but it's a pleasure for me to be able to, you know, associate with you, with your team, your guys, and it's still a good experience and fun for me.
Yeah, and we appreciate it, and you do a great job, and we love having you do our games.
Thank you. Coach Ashley Brown of the Rich Rebels, thanks for coming up after a tough loss. Good luck next week. We'll be in touch and talk with you Monday as the Rebels prepare to take on Altamont at Altamont next Wednesday. That's Coach Ashley Brown. Thanks so much, Coach, for coming up to join me. We got varsity volleyball coming up in just a few minutes. Rich hosting Duchesne, so we're going to give you a quick couple of bits of information and move along with our post-game show brought to you by Epic Recreation. Rebels allowed 569 yards of offense to Layton Christian today, 444 on the ground, most of those from Dustin Moffel, who goes over the 1,000-yard mark today this season. 28 carries, 311 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had 6 rushes, 6 carries of 20 yards or more. His 3 touchdowns were 29, 48, and 64. And unfortunately, that overshadows a great day for Kenan Clark on the ground. 14 carries, 200 yards, and 2 scores. That puts Clark up above 600 rushing yards this season. He had a great day on the ground, but unfortunately it wasn't nearly enough as the Rebels lose 41-13. That was some final game highlights and stats on the Epic Recreation postgame show. Stay tuned after the break. We'll chat with Aaron Worthland, cross-country coach at Rich High School. Kate, this is your cue. We're going to go to a pre-recorded segment of the rest of the postgame show as we get packed up and head into the gym for the Rebel Volleyball versus Duchesne. Once again, our final score on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard, Layton Christian 41, the Rebels 13. Coming up on the Reese Land and Livestock Rebel Sports Update, we'll talk with Aaron Worthland. That's after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.